Hello, hello. How are we doing? We are just getting started over here. I know it is Thursday. It feels an awful lot like a Friday. Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube watching this, it's Thursday. Hello! I saw a rat soup join. Why, hello, handsome. Welcome in, y'all. I am trying something new this time where I'm putting the guest name and pronouns up at the top. So we'll give that a try. Red Soup says, why am I gay? Because God made me this way. You gotta take it up with her. Welcome in, Melissa. Welcome in, Scott. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Hi, Yo-Yo. Piper, what is up, guys? Let me dock my chat. Thank you for the heart me's. It is a lovely Thursday evening. I barely know what day it is anymore. Tomorrow's gonna be probably quiet at work, which is very nice for me. But it is an exciting day tomorrow because I'm gonna be on Truth Wanted with Godless Engineer. As you guys know, I'll plug it again at the end when we have plenty more people in here, hopefully. Oh, fuck, that was overconfident of me. But yeah, it's been a great week so far. I got a call back for a musical. I lost a game show. Well, I lost a game show a while back, but the country got to see me lose a game show this week. So, very, very exciting stuff. Putting my little brain to the test. And apparently my little brain gets up to 5%. Thank you, Piper. I'm very excited about it. It's one of my favorite musicals, and I got called back for 3 roles that I really love. So I'm very excited about that. Hello, Anti-Theist. Welcome in. Good to see you. Nathan, hello. I see you in there. Day, hello. Butterfly, hi. Butterfly in the sky. Hey. Hey, Drow. Hey, Trish. I said Trish. Tris. How are y'all doing this evening? I know everyone is always just out going crazy on a Thursday night. I never understood the people who like go out on weeknights, you know? Inumaki, hello! Another beautiful day for Christian apologetics. We'll see. Another beautiful day to dismantle Christian apologetics. Thank you for the heart, me, Luna. We had some real winners on lately. I know some of you guys were here for when Bitter Truth came on and decided it was a good time to apologize for Grape again.
Hello.
Hey, Cole, I think we've talked before, but remind me of your name, age, and pronouns?
Cole, I'm 21, and my pronouns are he, him.
Alrighty. Wonderful. So, what is your religion or lack thereof?
I'm a Christian.
Okay, why do Christians defend atrocities?
So, what are you referencing in that?
Well, like, there's a lot of different things that we can reference, but the one I usually start with is the flood.
Yeah, I mean, so, why do Christians defend the flood? Well, I mean, one I would say is because they don't understand the flood.
What do they not understand? Do you condemn the flood then?
I don't personally think the flood happened, but the reason the text is written is it's a polemic against the Epic of Gilgamesh, and like most Christians don't understand that. Like, this is just literature attacking other literature and other cultures. Because this text is written when Israel is in Babylonian captivity, and like so they're attacking this Babylonian myth.
No, I'm aware of the historical context behind it, but many Christians do believe it is a literal story, and they still condone the actions of God within that story.
Yeah, I mean, like...
To be clear, if this were literal, would you condemn the actions of this God?
Yes.
Great. So let's talk about some ones that probably aren't polemics. Like, let's go with having David's wives raped as a punishment for David.
Are you speaking of like when in front of the city? Is that the one you're referencing? Like when? Yeah, I mean, I would say that the text in Kings and a lot of that is pretty late.
Well, it's in 2 Samuel.
Actually, I know it's late though. I'm saying late in terms of like when it was written, and probably.
I'm just correcting you that it's not in Kings. It's in 2 Samuel.
I apologize. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Christians have to defend it. I think it's weird they do because they could just say it didn't happen and it's a late invention.
I could say that about all the Bible. I could say it didn't actually happen, so we can't condemn it as if it is real actions. But within the canon of the Bible, it presents itself as the actions of the God that they worship.
Yeah, and the Hebrews probably did think it happened, but I mean, or at least the authors of it in some sense. But I don't see why. Yeah, we would kind of agree, I guess, in that I don't get it either. I mean, yes, in the text you could say that the text is claiming it happened, but we have to judge the text on its accuracy and like when it was written and why it was written. And...
Let me clarify this, since you did say you are a Christian. Do you believe that Jesus was Messiah?
I believe the New Testament authors believed it to be so.
That's not what I asked, Cole.
I mean, like, I think that's subjective.
Yes, it is subjective, which is why I'm asking your subjective opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. You could have said that up front. So you do think that he was Messiah. Do you think he was born of a virgin?
No, I don't.
Okay. So what does lead you to believe he's Messiah?
I mean, like I said, are you familiar with Pesher, the New Testament authors were using?
Somewhat.
So yes, I mean, I hold to the authority of the New Testament authors in their interpretation of the Old Testament using Pesher. So that is why, because I hold to the authority of the New Testament.
What? So you don't think he was born of a virgin, even though the New Testament authors say he was. So why are you now defaulting to the opinions of the New Testament authors?
So, like, some of the New Testament authors claim he was born of a virgin. Like, that's not a claim that the entire New Testament makes. And the entire New Testament does make the claim that Christ was Messiah.
Sure, not every single word is just Jesus is Messiah over and over and over and over again, but that is the narrative of the New Testament. That is the story of the New Testament, of the Gospels.
Yeah, all of the New Testament authors would agree on that fact. They wouldn't agree that Christ was born of a virgin because all of them talk about him being Messiah or Lord in sense. All of them don't talk about him being born of a virgin.
Does that mean that he wasn't, or that they believe he wasn't?
I mean, that would be an argument from silence, but I mean, I can say he wasn't, but I don't believe it to be the case that the earliest Christians thought that.
I mean, a majority of Christians today believe it, because it is presented as true in the Bible. It's interesting that you're just saying that, like, all the gospel authors have to agree on a certain thing for it to be true, because they have a lot of differences in their account of the resurrection as well. So do you believe that he resurrected?
Yes, but in what sense it was, like whether it was spiritual or physical, I'm not really. I
Isn't
don't
that
really have
pretty
an
fucking
opinion on it.
important?
Why? I mean, not really. I would say.
So the resurrection is kind of
Why would it
like
be
the
important?
cornerstone of the story of
Yeah, it
Jesus.
happened, but whether it was a physical resurrection or a spiritual resurrection, I don't know why that would matter.
What would a spiritual resurrection be?
I mean, like, I can't think of the word. They had it like being resurrected in a spiritual body. I mean, not a physical body.
So they
Like,
touched him in the Bible.
yeah, I mean,
So you don't think it was a physical body, even though they
and he
touched
walks
him?
through walls in other. So I mean,
In the biblical canon?
yes, and like he appears in rooms just like when the doors are locked. So I mean,
In which book?
people don't. I believe that's in John. The disciple, like when, or would that be whenever he's talking to Thomas? Because that, let me go to the Gospels.
Yeah, can you also hold up on whatever very loud activity you're doing in the background?
Yeah, my bad.
And just if you can give me a reference for what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm flipping to my Bible. I'm flipping to the Gospels.
Because Jesus didn't always stick around after the resurrection. He eventually went back up to heaven, right?
Yeah, the ascension. Yes, he ascended.
Yeah.
Um,
So you gotta find a verse specifically referring to the time between when he supposedly resurrected and when he ascended.
yeah. Yes. Um, it's in Luke. Can't find the Thomas verse. It's weird.
Hi, Crystal! Yeah, a lot of references to Thomas are not in the biblical canon.
I'm talking about the verse of the doubting Thomas. I'm not sure where that verse is at. I think I'm overlooking it.
Here, I'll see if I can help you and do your biblical homework.
Appreciate that. Oh, there it is.
John 20, 24 through 29.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Thomas says, unless I see his hand, the print of the nails in his hands, and put my fingers in the print of the nails, and my fingers in his side, I will not believe. And after 8 days, his disciples were again inside, and Thomas with them. Jesus came, the doors being shut, and stood. So Jesus came, and the doors being shut. So I mean, that is a reference to Jesus coming in there without somehow.
Yeah, this
Spiritual.
is kind of like contradictory, right? Because if his body is not there, that would suggest that his physical body resurrected. Yet here it's saying that he was able to reach through him and walk through walls. So isn't that conflicting accounts?
Well, I mean, like Thomas never actually touches Jesus in John 20.
But it says, reach out your hand and put it in my side.
Yes, but like I said, or you could say it's contradictory. And because it's contradictory, that's why I don't take a position on it. But it's not there's no contradiction in the fact that he resurrected.
Cole, I gotta be honest, your beliefs are kind of one big nothing burger. It seems like you just go with whatever is convenient and whatever you can like fit together for your sensibilities. If you're saying, oh, well, just ignore the stuff in the Old Testament if I think it's a polemic or if I think it was added later, if it doesn't match up with your idea of what God is, you don't have to think about the virgin birth because you say, well, not every single author agrees on it. Very few things in the gospel are absolutely consistent unless they're copied and pasted, literally, from the other books. So you're choosing what you get to ignore and how you get to interpret the scripture just to make it make sense to you. That doesn't seem like a reliable way to get to truth to me.
Well, I mean like I said, the judgment to how to pick which text to believe and stuff, I mean, I try to use a historical method, like being, do we have multiple attestation? Does it line up with the culture? Is it embarrassing? Is it written late?
Oh, the argument of embarrassment is not good.
I mean, it's one of many. It's not like the only.
It's not a good one.
Yeah, I mean, biblical scholars use it, so I mean.
Yeah, they use a lot of apologetics that are not very strong.
I mean, even atheist biblical scholars, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
You think atheist biblical scholars use the argument from embarrassment to support Christianity?
To support like historical things in the Gospels, yes.
That's typically applied to the women finding the resurrected Jesus first. I don't think atheists would say that the women found the resurrected Jesus first because they wouldn't believe that Jesus resurrected.
Or, I mean, the one I was more or less thinking of or referencing was his baptism by John the Baptist. Like, the majority of scholars agree that probably happened because it's embarrassing.
Okay, I don't care if Jesus was dunked in water. I care if he was God and if he raised from the dead.
Yeah, no, I know, but we were talking. Yeah, okay, whatever. That wasn't the point, but anyway, we were talking about whether or not scholars use the criterion of embarrassment, and I was saying they do in reference to Jesus being baptized. And
right, for certain claims, perhaps, but for the claims that actually matter, for any of the supernatural claims, no, atheist would not use the argument for embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate you having me up.
Yep, you have a good one, Cole.
You too.
Give me a second. Multi-guess is being finicky. There we are. Hey, JRob, welcome in. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns? Hello?
Am I the one that's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name, age, and pronouns?
Hi, my name's Afoma.
Alright, and what are your pronouns?
She, her.
And are you above 18?
Yes.
Great. What is your religion or lack thereof?
Christian.
Christian, alright. You are a little quiet. I'm going to try bumping you up. So why do Christians defend atrocities?
What atrocities?
You're very quiet. I would
Can you
say...
hear me? Is this better?
Yes, thank you. Well, there's a lot to choose from, but how about, let's go with David's wives being raped to punish him.
I'm sorry, I'm just coming in on this live, so I didn't quite follow what was going on.
Yeah, well, this is a new one. It's just, it happens in 2 Samuel 12 and 2 Samuel 16. where God decides to punish David for sleeping with Bathsheba and having her husband killed by having 10 of David's other wives raped by his son on a rooftop.
Okay. Just give me a second here. I'm just gonna grab my Bible.
It's in 2 Samuel 12 is where it's first mentioned. We cannot hear you when you're out of the app.
Oh. Yeah, I just found that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a physical copy then. Just give me a second.
So for Yada Yada Hill, who's saying people do terrible things, so God has to allow terrible things so we learn, this isn't just about God allowing things. The examples that I use are specifically things that God either carries out himself or commands to be carried out. So that's not just allowing evil, that is either endorsing or implementing evil himself.
Okay, so can you give me the verse again, please?
Yep, so it starts in 2 Samuel 12, I believe verse 10, where it says, like, the sword will never depart from your house. It starts from there.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm here right now. I'm sorry. So can you come again with the question? So what was your...
Yep. So
What were you
I'll read
saying
it for
about
you.
this?
I'm going to be reading the New Revised Standard updated edition. So this is 2 Samuel 12, starting in verse 10. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me and taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus says the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house, and I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and in broad daylight.
Okay.
So God is saying, because David slept with Bathsheba in secret and then sent her husband off to war to be killed on the front lines, he is going to give David's other wives over to your neighbor, which ends up being David's son, for him to lay with, non-consensually, in front of all Israel. And this happens in chapter 16. So if you flip over just a little bit to chapter 16,
Yep.
and you start in verse 20, it says, Then Absalom said to Ahithophel, Give us your counsel. What shall we do? Ahithophel said to Absalom, Go into, have sex with, your father's concubines, the one he has left to look after the house. And all Israel will hear that you have made yourself odious to your father, and the hands of all who are with you will be strengthened. So they pitched a tent for Absalom upon the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel.
Okay. So, I guess my question then is, you're looking at it as an atrocity from God.
Yes.
And why are we defending the atrocity?
Yeah.
So somehow, why do I feel like the question is wrong, sort of?
Well, do you condemn this punishment from God?
I'm not sure it's my place to condemn or not.
And you're complicit by doing so.
Why would you say that?
Because you're saying, well, it's not my place to say it's a bad thing that God had these women raped.
Okay, so I guess my question then to you would be, in this case, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts? A
Yes.
couple of things. It's never just to punish someone else for like something that someone does. You know, David is the one who did wrong. And so
Agreed.
his wives are the ones being raped for it. But here's the thing. The Bible sees women as the property of the men they belong to. So the actual sin that David has committed here is a property crime against Bathsheba's husband. And then he has him unalived, obviously. But this is seen as a property crime against David in response to what David did. So these women are not seen as their own people. They're not seen as their own, like, autonomous beings. They are seen as the property of David. And so by raping them, this is a show of strength against David. I think it's horrible to treat women that way. I think there's no justification for grape under any circumstances, and there's especially no justification for using grape as a punishment, and another layer, using grape as a punishment against the person who didn't commit the crime.
I absolutely agree. I do absolutely agree with like what you're saying right now.
Well, thank you. So God did a
Yes.
bad thing.
So I think that's where it gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because okay, my question to you would be what is your affiliation or not? Are you like, which one do you, what are you like an atheist or are you
Yeah.
agnostic?
Agnostic
Okay, so
atheist.
you don't, agnostic atheist. Okay, so you believe in what exactly?
I lack a belief in a god or gods.
Okay, then that makes you atheist, not agnostic, or is there a different?
No, agnostic refers to whether or not we can have knowledge of God. Atheist or
Yes.
theist refers to whether or not we can have belief, or whether or not we have belief in a god or gods.
Okay,
I
so you
lack
have a
belief in God, so
knowledge.
I'm atheist. I don't claim to have knowledge of a god, so I'm agnostic.
Okay, that's kind of confusing, but I think that's I just move forward from there. So you did raise a good point. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very good point that you raised.
Well, thank you.
However, and I'm saying this because I'm also a woman, and okay, not I'm also a woman. I am a woman, and when things like this are done to women, you put yourself in that situation, and
Yeah.
you think of it from your perspective. And I'm really glad that you're bringing up this perspective in this fresh new way, because I've read this part of the Bible and I can't remember how it did make me feel, but you know, you bringing it up and you highlighting that is in a fresh way, first of all, is very interesting, and I really appreciate you for this. However, I think to start with, this stance that you're taking, the fact that you are saying that God, or this God, quote unquote, is views women as a property for men, is, I would say, is wrong, because then you're then saying that the Bible is, you know,
Okay.
sort of.
I will show you where God pretty explicitly refers to women as the property of men. So we're going to go over now to Deuteronomy in chapter 22.
Okay.
And we're going to go to verse 28, and I'll read it out.
Okay.
If a man meets a virgin who is not engaged and seizes her and lies with her, and they are discovered, the man who lay with her shall give 50 shekels of silver to the young woman's father, and she shall become his wife. Because he violated her, he shall not be permitted to divorce her as long as he lives. So there's a couple things in here that's not great. Basically, the fact that a woman would be forced to marry her rapist. But also, notice who the fine gets paid to in this situation. If they're discovered, the man gives 50 shekels of silver to the young woman's father.
I would also ask a question. What are you using to base these scriptures off of? Because then you would understand why this is happening in this part of the scripture.
What do you mean to base it off of?
So, for example, you also put into context the time that this happened, for example.
This is the law given from God. This is supposedly
Yes.
a quote from God.
Yeah.
If God is a perfect moral being, then his
Yeah.
morality should never change. So he still
Yeah.
believes this to be the most moral law.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I think I need to start with. To begin with, when God was given this laws, most of it, because I do see that there's a couple of laws that you're picking which seems as though they're glaring in such a bad negative light.
They're terrible. Yeah, there's many of them.
Yes, there is many of them. I agree with you, but there's a way to look at these laws to begin with. Two ways. One is these laws were not given from a place of control.
They
Yeah,
absolutely were.
it was given specifically to specific people that he wanted to set
To
apart.
control them.
No, not to control
What are
them,
the
but to keep
first
them
couple of
safe.
commandments?
What are they?
Is that they shall have no other gods before him.
Yes.
Yeah. It was
So he
about
said
controlling them. That's not protection, that is control.
it's him setting them apart.
If the first words that you give them, and like your main 10 commandments, if your first thing that you say is like, you have to worship me and me alone, that is not
Yes.
about protecting them, that is about controlling them.
Okay. So if, for example,
But also, how does this protect anyone? I would say it fails to protect the women because they have to marry their rapist and they can never be apart from him for as long as he lives.
Well,
so for the rest of that man's life, they have to continually get raped by this man.
Okay, somehow you're moving me around different
This is
spaces
the
right
same.
now.
This is the same verse that we were reading before.
No, you talked about the first commandment. So I'm trying to say that
Okay.
the commandments were given first of all to set them apart. And yes, you did mention that they should not worship any other god, but
It's like the first thing he says.
and there's a reason for that. Yes, and there's a reason for that. Like
Control.
I said, he's setting them apart. And it's well, if that's what you want to look at it as, then of course it's going to be control to you. But it's also a form of protection. Because in those days, there were lots of gods.
But again, how is
and those gods
failing to
wanted
protect?
them to worship only them.
This is blatantly failing to protect the women. This is putting them in more danger. This is forcing women to marry their rapist. How is that protecting anyone?
Because at the time
it was good to be raped for the rest of your life. Afoma, I need you to engage with what the text actually says. I understand that you're coming at it from a Christian perspective. There is never a time ever where it's a good thing to be continually raped.
No. That's you're fixated on the graping part.
Because that's what we were talking
about. I'm trying to explain that first of all, I started off with saying that yes, you're right. There's no good time to be raped. Yes.
So God gave a bad law.
We're talking about laws in general. The laws that he gave them in general to protect them. It was a very patriarchal society. And unfortunately, at the time, women were not seen as, or rather, they were seen as half of what men were.
And this is God reinforcing that.
This is not God reinforcing it. This is God kind of protecting.
Protecting women by making them property and having them raped. I'm sorry, I am getting a little bit heated because it's very frustrating to hear a woman defend women being raped.
Okay.
You're making excuses for why it's okay that God put this law in place that led to the continual rape of women.
Okay. Can I give you an example? Look at it this way. You're living in a society where women were not allowed to speak at all. You're not allowed to speak.
That's not
and
true.
If you speak, they were not. And if you spoke up, your
Plenty of
voice was
examples
not
of
heard.
women speaking in the Bible.
Okay. When? Was that before or after Deuteronomy?
Both.
Okay, so when?
We
Give
can
me
look
an
at
example.
all of Esther. We can look at Eve.
That was after Deuteronomy. Eve was the first woman.
Yeah, so that would be before Deuteronomy.
That Eve was the only woman then.
Yeah.
So there was.
You
I
said
mean,
that
if she
women
doesn't
were not allowed to
speak,
speak.
if she
Eve was
doesn't
allowed to
speak,
speak.
if she doesn't speak, there's no other person that will speak except Adam.
Sarah
But
spoke,
after her time,
talking
after
to Abraham.
remember how her voice was not heard
Okay,
at all?
goalpost successfully moved, I guess. So you said they weren't allowed to speak, but
Yes,
well, they were allowed
not.
to speak. They just weren't heard. Well, you just
They were
said that she
not.
spoke.
They were not. Like I said, their voices was half of a man's. So if a woman was going to, for example, let's say she's giving she wants to give like an evidence or something.
This is so. I'm trying to be calm with you because you're being calm, but you're defending women getting raped, and it's really hard to be calm about that. Can you engage with the verse that I read you from Deuteronomy, where it specifically says
That's
that
exactly where I'm heading to.
if you grape a woman,
That's exactly.
you just pay off her father, and then
That's
you get
what.
to have
That's
her as a wife, a foma, and grape her
we're
forever.
we're getting. Sorry, I didn't actually get your name. What's your name again? I'm sorry, I didn't get it the first time I came in.
My name's T, or you can call me robotgoat, whichever.
T. Okay, I like T. But so I was trying to give you an example, which is, of course, we're going to the graping part, but you're not even allowing me to speak. That's the problem. So
because you keep going off on unrelated tangents about things.
No,
you're saying,
I'm
society didn't
building
like
something
women.
for you to understand.
God
yes,
is not
because
society.
that was worse.
God is not society. Is he?
But
is he all-knowing?
But he is making laws. For example, okay, I'll give you an example in the New Testament. In the New Testament, when Jesus came and he called apostles, and there were only men that were there. He didn't call women apostles. And that was because it was at the time. If he had called women, then we would not have Christianity today.
Cool. Does not relate whatsoever to what we're talking about.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That
it's
God
completely unrelated to what we're talking about, Afoma. Critique this law. How is it protecting women by having them raped for the rest of their fucking lives?
I'm critiquing it.
You're not critiquing it. You're defending it.
I am not defending it.
You are. You're saying, oh, but you have to understand at the time women weren't treated well, so God had to make a law that got them raped. Why couldn't he make a better law to have them treated better? He's telling them to cut the part of their fucking dicks off, but he can't say don't rape women?
Wait. He did not make laws to get them raped. He just
did.
It was a punishment. Where is it?
No. The woman, what happens to the woman? She becomes his wife. Do wives in the Bible get to say no to having sex with their husbands?
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The fact that she was raped and then he's making
she's forced to become her grapist wife, where he will continue to grape her for the rest of his life.
So which one are we talking about right now? Are we talking about the curse from David, or are we talking about this one?
The one that I've read to you multiple times and have asked you to stay on track with multiple times. Deuteronomy 28 and 29.
Okay. So I'm going to stay on track with this Deuteronomy 28 and 29.
Thank you.
All right, great. So, women were raped then. And it wasn't, again, I want to come off because I'm a woman myself. I'm not going to say that I agree.
Can I ask you then, how would you feel if you were put in that place? If you were unmarried and a man raped you, and the law that was put in place was that that man paid off your father, and then you had to be his wife, and he was allowed to have sex with you as much as he wanted for the rest of his life.
Today, no, I would not. I would not.
At any
agree.
point in time, would you feel good about
consent. That? I'm not sure I would feel good about it. But then I am going off of now.
Because that's always bad. Do you think that women back then just had a different opinion of how grape felt?
Well, I wouldn't say no, but I also would not ignore the cultural norms that happened then. So there are certain things that you would see as normal then that you would not see as normal now. Not to say when I'm talking about
And
this,
would
not to
God
say
know
that
that
rape
this is
is
wrong?
wrong. Of course, he would know that this is wrong.
So
But
why
then
would he
would
allow
put
this law
he
to be
would
put in place? Why would
he would
why
put
would he put this law in place himself? Again, this is supposedly a quote from God. So if he knows how horrible it feels for someone to have their autonomy taken away, to be violated in such a horrific way, why put this law in place that subjects them to it repeatedly for the rest of their life?
I see the point that you're making. And I'm trying to see how to explain it in a way that makes sense, I guess.
All right, I'm going to bring up someone who may be slightly less patient, but who is also very knowledgeable.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna try to be patient. I don't feel like I don't feel like I need to add add on to that, but I do want to say that there was societies around this same time period where, for instance, divorced women or women who had been wronged in other ways could own property and have their own lands and areas, and they could fend for themselves legally. Like this was like the Greeks, for instance. Not all Greek states, but there were some Greek states where this was possible. There were Persian states where this was. It wasn't happening in this specific area, but then again, this is also God coming down and setting out new laws and authorities and how to live your life. And on the topic earlier of women not being able to speak, that's patently not true for this either. We have Deborah, who is a judge later on, who is a
That's
very
later.
important leader of Israel.
Yeah, that was later.
Yeah, this comes after
Yes.
Deuteronomy. Yep. They're already in the promised land. Deuteronomy is the law established for them in the promised land according to the myth, right? So this law is in effect. This tradition's in effect. And Deborah is still speaking and in charge and being a judge over Israel. You know what I mean? So that's just patently false what you were saying about women's station in this society. And then also others, it wasn't a global thing either. If this was a fault of this society, this is God's chosen society that he's organizing according to his own will.
Yeah.
So why is he including these things? Because it's trendy?
No, absolutely not.
Well, you see our issue then.
And I really appreciate the fact that you also brought up the fact that the women in other places also had rights to, own lands and things like that. And somewhere, I can't remember if it was also Deuteronomy, but Moses also had when women came out and started speaking about how they were unable to inherit lands from their fathers just because they don't have sons in their house, and God made a law that they could inherit properties.
Right. So there's no reason that God can't decide to treat women better, right?
Yeah.
So when he chooses to treat women awfully in this text, that's just God being awful then, yeah?
I wouldn't say that was God being awful, because he cannot be awful.
Well, is this thing he did awful?
I would say that I agree that this is probably not one of those verses that looks good when you're coming from a Christian perspective and you're reading the Bible and you're asking yourself questions. Like a lot of us do ask ourselves questions.
Women are consistently lesser than men throughout the Bible. This is not a verse taken out of context in regards to God's or the Bible's views on women. We can go through that if you'd like. This is part of a pattern in God's nature.
No.
I'm sorry, hold on. I can't keep doing. I'm trying to control the audio for you guys, but babe, you're like 20 times louder than she is, and I'm having to go back and forth, changing the audio up and down, trying to make it not blow out people's ears.
I'm sorry. I think it's my fault, honestly.
I keep having to pull my phone super close.
Is this better?
You sound louder now. That's better for me. I don't know. T, is that better?
Is this
Sounds
better,
okay to
T?
me. Are we good, chat? Because you were so quiet before, and he was very loud, and so I was having to lower the volume whenever he talked and raise it whenever you were talking.
I just kept having to bring the phone closer and closer to my face to hear.
I just want to apologize. I think I should throw the whole phone away. But yes, I'm not sure. Is this a lot better or no? Someone says sounds better, but not. That's a little okay. Okay.
Well, I think I've talked long enough anyway.
But yes, Ratsu, you do have a good point, and thank you for raising it up. I really appreciate it.
Maybe just gonna hang up here in sidecar, or? No, I'm talking to Ratsu. That's my partner. I'm not calling you babe.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna have some more to talk with her about, or if that pretty much covers it for you as well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on to our next request, if that's all right.
Did you want me to move along too?
It's up to you.
I figured I'd stick around for a little bit longer. Maybe not like the whole time. I might drop out suddenly. No, not because I hate you if I do.
I know it's because you hate me. Well, Vomit, thank you for coming up. I hope we've given you some things to think about.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, T. And thank you, Ratsu, as well.
Look at you down there being all stinky.
What? No, not even.
Stinky little rat. Stinky
No. I saw Dean's streamer earlier. He had like a little cornball down in the corner for his guests to be over, which I thought was pretty fucking funny.
All right, let's bring up face value. Hey, face value, can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Yeah, age 24, name, face value, and pronouns, I guess he.
Alrighty. What's your religion or lack thereof?
I believe in Jesus Christ.
Wonderful. What's your religion or lack thereof?
So it'd be Christian.
Great. It's just weird how people don't, like, say it that way outright, you know? So why do Christians defend atrocities?
Defend atrocities?
You say that like you're surprised when you've been sitting in here for 25 minutes, listening to me talk about it and saying it above my head.
He definitely threw that request in and moved the fuck on.
No, I had you on mute. Wait, hold on. I had you on mute. I wasn't listening to anything you said.
Oh, okay, that's great. Well, you're an asshole.
There's this. I've done it by accident a couple of times. You can request and then just keep scrolling on to other TikTok stuff, and then it'll drag you back in when you get accepted.
Had me on mute. Fucking sake. You're just gonna sit in here and not listen to any of the conversation and expect me to, like, give you a full recap? Don't waste my fucking time, face value.
I think Francis should get in here, personally.
The Pope?
Francis CKM.
I thought he died. Well, I've got some great news for you. Hey, engineer. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hey,
why do
Francis.
Christians defend atrocities? Because they're awful
people. Okay.
Oh, this is a different Francis. This is a
Francis.
good Francis.
Okay, well, sorry. Thank you, Francis.
I'm not the Pope, sorry.
Face value, you like are acting like you're surprised about the topic. You just,
hey, user.
Hey, Christian, or you can say Catholic too, or really like a believer monk.
What do you think my name is?
I have no idea. Isn't it robotgoat or something?
Okay, just making sure you're not the same user. Or is it you and you're trying to trick me?
I'm sorry, trick what? No, I don't want to trick you. What?
There's the guy who comes in here and thinks that I'm his sister.
No, I don't have any sisters. I only have 3 brothers. I have a brother named Sammy and a brother named Jaden, and they're both little punk ass motherfuckers.
Wait. What's your third brother's name?
Christopher.
Oh, okay.
But he's not a punk. He'll punch your lights out and your teeth too. Christopher. He's a
Okay,
good man.
kind of sounds like a punk. Well, sorry, I thought you were another person who has a very similar username that starts with a 2 and has a bunch of gibberish after it, who comes in here and says, "You're my sister! Come back to me, Eliza!" And I'm like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
What the fuck? Your name's
yeah.
Eliza?
No, that's why it's so confusing.
Oh,
Is
what
Chris
the
like
fuck,
really
dude? What is your
insecure or
name
something?
anyway, bro? I mean, what is your name anyway?
I'm T.
T?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lovely. TF?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, well, you just got restricted, so I have to let you go.
What? What did he do?
For harassment and bullying, probably because he said the thing about what his brother can do to someone.
Oh, dang! Really? That is. Whoa.
Don't comment on it, it'll just make it worse.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
next up.
Just fast.
Hey there, can I get your name, age, and pronouns? Well, thank you for the corgi.
Hannibal, 20. He, him, I guess.
Great. And Hannibal, what is your religion or lack thereof?
Religion, Christianity.
Ooh, some people it seems like recognize you in chat. Why do
Wait,
Christians
really?
defend atrocities?
Like what?
The flood, the slaughtering of the Amalekite children, having David's wives raped, having children cannibalized,
We don't.
sending people to hell. Oh, you don't defend it. Okay, can you
Like-
say real quick that when God did all those things, it was bad?
No, he doesn't even say it's good. So, like,
So
Like,
can
for
you say it was
example-
bad?
no, they just happened. God never did them and
Well, the
said
Bible
they were
says they
good.
did. The Bible says
Like
they did these
what?
things.
When God
Like what?
floods the earth?
Yeah, because they're evil. They're evil people doing some evil
Oh,
stuff.
look
Like
at you defending the atrocity.
that's not an atrocity. He just
you think-
did evil
I
stuff.
kind of is.
Do you think there were babies alive on Earth during that time?
Yeah, they were gonna grow up to be evil. Do you wait? I got a question for you.
No, you don't have a question for me. You're going to answer
Oh.
my question. Do we punish
Alright.
people for things they haven't done yet?
Well, they were gonna be evil anyway. So
Do we punish people for things they haven't done yet?
I mean, I answered your question.
No,
They were
you
gonna be-
really
didn't.
didn't. Are you stupid?
You said
But
an
they're going
unrelated,
to do it.
You said an unrelated statement. Do we punish people for things they have not done yet? As a general statement, do we punish people for things they haven't done yet?
Well, it depends. Are they gonna be good, or are they
I
gonna
don't
be
think.
evil?
I don't think it does depend on that actually.
Yeah, it does
We
depend.
have we have no way of knowing.
Or we do know.
Yeah.
We do know.
No,
It's just,
no,
that's
we
what I'm
don't.
saying.
We
Hannibal.
really,
They were
really
gonna be-
don't.
Hannibal, I need you to have like
We
a
do.
shred, teeny tiny little shred of intellectual honesty. As a general rule, do we punish people for things they haven't done yet?
Are they gonna do it or not? That's the question.
They
Oh, just
haven't
answer
done
first.
it yet.
Is there a chance? Is the chance of them doing it 100%?
There's a chance of anyone doing anything.
So answer my question. Is there?
Why don't
Is
you
the
answer the
chance
question
100%?
first? Are you slow?
Yeah,
Get
well,
get your mouth around it and say yes or no.
Her question is not specific.
Their
enough.
question. Keep up. Are you can't even
Oh,
read?
sorry.
Are you stupid?
There. I'm sorry. I'll call you. Okay. Their
You better
question
be
is not
sorry.
specific enough.
It's not specific enough.
Yes. So
Okay. So you don't understand what is the part you do not comprehend in your mind?
part
What
I
are
do
you
not-
uneducated on?
So the part I don't understand is the percent of them. Is there a chance? Is the percent
What?
of them being evil 100% or not? That's the thing I don't get. Right.
We
The
don't base
specific
justice
part.
off of that standard, so it's irrelevant to the question. Do you have any other questions?
No, it's irrelevant to the question because that's how I'm going to answer the question.
It's irrelevant to the question because I'm going to answer the question. That wasn't even a sentence that made sense. Do you want to try again?
She said, "Is it okay to
They
punish?"
said, "Come on, we just
sorry,
told
sorry.
you.
I'm
Use your
sorry.
memory, use your brain,
I'm
take notes
sorry.
if you have to."
It's not on purpose. Okay, so they said, "Is it okay to harm people who haven't done bad thing yet?" And then my
Right.
answer is the thing that they're going to do in the future evil, or is it 100% or not?
Okay, let's assume you don't have access to that knowledge. Go ahead and answer without access to the knowledge.
If we don't have access to that knowledge, then no, we should not.
Then no, we should
Guess
not.
what?
Okay.
God has it though. So there you
Right.
go.
So here's
hold
the
on,
thing.
hold on.
Go on,
Is
go on.
foreknowledge the same as actualization?
Oh, it's foreknowledge. Yeah, well, God knows what's going to happen. So yeah, in His eyes, yes.
Oh, so foreknowledge is actualization. So
In
you
God's
don't believe.
eyes, yeah.
So you don't believe that we have free will.
No, we do, but God knows what we're going to do.
You
right?
can't hold both of those things. You cannot hold that
Yeah.
foreknowledge is actualization and we have free will, because
Okay,
God would
let's
have
say-
foreknowledge of every action we do. Therefore, God would be actualizing every action we take, which would not be free will. So do we have free will? Or is foreknowledge actualization?
I mean, okay, let's say someone someone does something and we predict what they're going to do.
That's unrelated to what I asked.
Yeah, it does.
Is foreknowledge,
Does that-
is God's foreknowledge the same as actualization, or do we have free will, which is that you cannot hold both?
Well, I mean, that's debatable, but we do have free will. Yeah. He knows what's going to happen, but
It's
he doesn't.
directly contradictory to say that
Nope.
foreknowledge is actualization and to say that we have free will. If
Do you think free will exists?
Can you stop trying to pivot and engage with the questions I'm asking you?
I just want to see what
Yeah,
like,
it's
your
unrelated.
position.
It's like me asking you what.
I mean,
color
you're talking
underwear
about
you're
free
wearing.
will. We're talking about free will.
Dude, you're so all over the place. Chat is calling me ableist for making fun of you.
Like, can you just engage with the question? If God is all-knowing and has perfect foreknowledge, is foreknowledge actualization, or do we have free will? You cannot say both.
Is foreknowledge actualization? What do you mean by that?
Okay, is God having foreknowledge
No.
of our actions the same thing as God actualizing those decisions, those actions?
So you're saying, is he actually making those decisions for us?
That's not quite what I'm asking.
Actualization.
I'm asking basically, if God has perfect foreknowledge, does that mean that he is like determining the choices that we make through his foreknowledge?
No, he knows what's going to happen. He knows our nature. He knows what we're going to do, but he does
Okay.
not
So
make us do those, right?
So foreknowledge would not be actualization.
If I'm understanding it right, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
'Cause-
So if foreknowledge is not actualization, then you cannot punish those babies for things they had not yet done, because those behaviors had not been actualized. They're still they are in God's foreknowledge, but they are not actualized. You can't punish people for things like for behaviors that haven't been actualized.
Yeah, that would be true unless God didn't know what's going to happen, because he knows what's going to happen. There's no possibility of it being
granting
different.
the foreknowledge, but you just
Yes.
said God having foreknowledge is not the same thing as that behavior being actualized. So if the behavior hasn't been actualized, how can you justly punish someone for it?
Actualized as in, because when you say
Do
it,
those
it sounds
babies
like,
have the free will to be other than what they were going to be?
yes, but they didn't though. God knows they didn't.
Yes, but they didn't?
Yeah, they had the
You're
free
going to
will.
do a
but-
direct contradiction in one sentence?
Yes, they had the free will, but God saw the future and they didn't.
Okay, so you're just
Simple.
affirming contradictions within your worldview.
That's not a contradiction. How's that a contradiction?
They had free will, but they didn't.
No, they had free will, but in the future, God saw the future. They didn't. Like it's like me watching a video of someone doing something, but I saw the video. But when I replay the video, then that means, oh, I don't know what's going to happen later. Like,
Right,
I do
because
know what's
when
going
we
to
watch
happen
a
later
video,
because
it's
I
in
saw
the
the
past.
video.
It's been actualized.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
but
understand
God-
what
in God's
Robert was
eyes,
talking
it
to you
was in
about
the
with the
past.
actualization?
In God's eyes, it was in the past.
So
though.
it was actualized then, and they did not have the free will to do anything different.
They did, and like
Then
in
it
their
wasn't
perspective.
actualized.
No, oh my God.
This is very simple, man.
Like,
I can't tell if you are you genuinely not understanding this.
no, I'm understanding this, but you just keep
Okay,
on
can you repeat
repeating
us?
the same
Can you
questions.
can you steelman our argument then? Like why what we're presenting here about why this is either an atrocity or a contradiction?
So you're basically saying if they have free will, right, to do it right or wrong, then how is God killing them basically? I don't know.
Right. So if they have the free will to change and do something else, then they're
Wait,
not guaranteed to be
listen,
evil.
20%.
So it is wrong to wipe them out.
You can't even steal man mind. So like what? Like it's
Well, yours is
Your
really
argument,
incoherent.
your argument is that God had perfect foreknowledge of what their actions were going to be, and he determined that their actions were going to be evil. Therefore, he had the right to punish them ahead of time.
no, he didn't determine them. He knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah, he determined that they were evil. He judged that they were evil.
Yeah, they're gonna be evil. Right?
Yeah, so I did steelman your argument. You know, Hannibal, if you're gonna choose a namesake, you gotta choose one that's more accurate, because at least Hannibal Lecter knew how to cook.
That's not the original name. It goes back.
I was making a pun. I understand that there was a historical figure named Hannibal. Jesus fucking
So-
Christ, you're so fucking...
I didn't choose the name. It's my birth name. Okay. There's other people named Hannibal too. So
I
there's
choose a different
Barca.
one then.
Barca didn't he like commit an atrocity in Rome, like the Battle of Cannae, something like that? That was another Hannibal. Anyway, I don't know. I guess so. I think we kind of presented our whole argument there, and then when we tried to repeat it back, your argument back to you, it was so incoherent that you didn't even like your own argument being said back to
you
you.
guys don't even comprehend. Like
We just don't.
What do we
get it,
miscomprehend?
man. It's just like above
What-
our level
yeah.
of comprehension.
repeating it doesn't mean you understand it. I mean,
Okay,
you probably
what
do.
do we
You're probably-
misunderstand?
I literally said he knows what they're gonna do, but he didn't make them do it. But they did have free will. Like,
Okay, then it was an
Simple.
atrocity because
If they
they
have
could have done
no
something
other
different, and
choice.
it wasn't guaranteed they'd be evil.
how's it an atrocity?
If they
Mass slaughter?
Okay, let me ask you it this way, because
It's bad to
this is an analogy
murder
that I use.
bad people.
Well, they were babies; they weren't bad people.
They were going to. God
Okay.
knew there.
Why did
what's
he
gonna
make them
happen,
in the
so
womb to
they
be
are
bad
evil.
then?
Okay, I was trying to say an
didn't.
analogy before you interrupted with that dumb shit. So, if, say for instance, you walk into a restaurant and there's only two options on the menu, they're very, very limited. They have hamburgers and they have hot dogs. And God knows with absolute certainty that you are going to order a hot dog. Do you actually have a choice to order the hamburger?
He just knew. He just knew what's gonna happen. It's like, as I said, taking a video.
Can you answer my
It's like
question?
replaying the video. Do
you
I
answer
know
my
what's gonna
question?
happen?
Do you
Yes, I know,
have
but
a-
I didn't
do-
change his.
Hannibal, do you have a choice to order the hamburger?
You do. It's you are choosing it within your mind.
But if there is a 0% chance that you choose the hamburger, do you actually have a choice to choose the hamburger?
There is. It's not 0% chance.
If you're saying God knows with 100% certainty that you order the hot dog and there's only two options, then that would be a 0% chance you order the hamburger.
Yeah, there's 0% chance of it happening. Not that there's 0% chance of you choosing the other
do
one.
you
Right?
actually have the choice if there's a 0% chance of it happening?
As I said, of it happening and you choosing.
All right, I'm fucking done with this idiot. Are you?
Wait, I think you're being offered a kick gift from Fungus. I don't know,
Oh.
maybe like a rose?
Send a rose to kick. Yep. All right.
There we go.
Oh fuck! Oh, y'all can stop. He's gone. Damn. Thank you, Big Micah style, for wanting to kick him out more than 80 times over. Woo!
Big Micah better not find out where he lives.
Oh, I think I saw this person the other day. I feel like I maybe talked to them on like Mezzo. Or maybe I saw you. Hey, Run'em Reed. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Reed. I'm 40 years old, and I don't go by any pronouns.
That's not true. So if chat were to talk about you, would they call you a he, a she, a they, or something else?
Well, I mean, he.
Great. Cool.
That's a pronoun.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's literally it.
Yeah, well, I never introduce myself by a pronoun. That's corny.
Well,
But-
I is a pronoun.
I don't start a conversation by saying, hello, I am they, them. That's not how pronouns work.
Well, a lot of people do, so I was just making, you
No,
know.
literally no one starts a conversation by saying, hello, I am, and then saying pronouns. They would introduce
Oh.
by their names first, and then sometimes they would also include what pronouns they prefer to use. For example, my name's T, I use they, them.
I mean, you don't have to explain it. I understand, but a lot of people
seems
do
you
use their
didn't,
pronouns.
'cause
Do you
said,
have the
"I
hat
don't
because you're
use
a hat guy
pronouns."
or because you're bald like me?
I'm not bald, actually. I have the hat
okay.
just because I like to wear hats.
Are you balding? Like, are you like in denial? Like, how high is the hairline
No,
exactly?
I'm actually not balding at all.
Oh, okay.
I have actually a pretty good Italian
Well,
hairline.
let's see if we can change that tonight. So, what is
I
your
can
religion
pick-
or lack thereof?
I'd like to piggyback off what you guys were talking about the last guy with the
Okay, but
conversation
first,
you
what
guys
is
were
your
having.
religion or lack thereof?
I am a believer in Christ.
Great.
I believe in
What
the
is your
Bible.
religion or lack thereof?
I'm a Christian.
Great.
Yeah.
Why do Christians keep answering like that?
I mean, the Bible mentions Christian once in the whole entire Bible. I mean, it's really just a belief in God.
People are already asking what the cake gift is.
I mean, I wouldn't expect you to believe it, to know that though, but because it's in the Bible. But
Oh, you think I haven't read the Bible?
did you know that Christian was only mentioned once, and it was in the New Testament, in the Book of Acts?
I'm aware that the word Christian is not frequently used in the Bible.
It's
However,
only
when I
used
ask
once.
when I ask you what your religion is, and you tell me what your beliefs are, that's not telling me what
Yeah.
your religion is.
All right, can we carry on?
Sure, it's just you're being like kind of condescending there with like, I wouldn't expect you to know that because it's in the Bible.
Well, that's how you talk to everybody else. Why can't you get talked? Why can't people talk to you like that? I mean, what's the difference?
I thought you were
Only-
supposed to be salt of the earth, light unto the planets, or something like that. Aren't you
Yeah,
supposed to
aren't
be
we-
setting a difference through your behavior?
What happened to that love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, Reed?
Don't
You're
you guys?
whitewashed
Don't you
and
guys
a
remember?
hypocrite like the rest of them?
Don't you guys remember that God is a God of war? that
Yeah,
he
he started
destroys
off that way,
nations.
sure.
You
Yeah.
think that he doesn't send his
That's
people to
kind
debate?
of actually what we're talking about today.
Yeah, that is
Fun
what we're
fact.
talking about. So, like, Reed, what's your opinion on in Numbers 31 when God tells grown men to take little girls as sex slaves?
You are talking about a capturing of a spoil of a wicked nation, a
Oh, it's a
perverse nation.
spoil.
Yeah,
The
you're
little
talking.
girls are
You're
spoils.
talking.
Little girls
Hang on.
are the spoils
You're talking
of
about.
war
You're talking
of a
about
wicked
justice. You're talking about a
He wants-
nation that.
he views them as
You're talking about a
prizes.
nation that was
Justice.
burning their children to false idols. They were burning
So we
children
better kill their
alive to
children
false
over it.
idols.
So
They were
slaughter all of
raping
them.
women. They were raping women, burning
So
children
grape their
alive,
women in return.
skinning people alive.
Woo!
You reap what you sow, and justice
This is
comes.
the perfect justice
Yep.
of God.
You're also
Yes.
making all
Oh,
that
Yes,
this
shit up, by the
nation
way.
is horrible.
Amen.
So,
And
since
justice
this
coming to
nation
this
is
nation,
so
too.
horrible, we're
Yep.
gonna do
It's
everything
gonna
we
happen
say
again.
is wrong about them.
Gonna happen
because
again to
that's
America.
what morality is.
What do you think's going to happen with the child trafficking in
Reed?
America?
Are you gonna
You
grape
think
some little
justice
girls
isn't
then,
gonna come?
Reed? Do you
I
think
think
you're
they'll
gonna
come
grape
for you,
some
man.
little
I think they're
girls?
coming for you.
No, but I don't question God.
Are
I'll tell you that.
are you gonna grape some little girls when God gives you the chance, Reed? Are you just itching for the chance to be able to
The
take a
Bible
little girl as
does
a sex
not
slave?
preach to grape girls. It doesn't preach that. It
Oh,
shows
it
the
does.
justice
It
of
kinda
God on a
does.
It
nation.
does. It does.
That's
in
the
Deuteronomy,
justice of God on a wicked
in
nation.
Deuteronomy,
I'm not
hi,
sure you've read
Reed.
this.
You love the sound of your own voice so fucking much you won't let us finish the sentence. So specifically, it tells them that if you capture a woman in war, at this time, when we're specifically talking about the Midianite virgins, they probably would have been 12 to 16, right? So these little girls, it says specifically the procedure is to keep them in your home for a month, shave their head, pare their nails, put them in mourning garb so they can mourn their families that you just slaughtered in front of them. And then after that, you get to grape them and make them your wife. That's what God says to do with the women that you capture in war. But again, this would have been little girls. So God told them to take these little girls home for a month, shave their head, cut their nails, have them mourn for the family that they slaughtered, and then grape them.
Well, wait, but how do we know that when it says go into them, as in penis penetrate them without asking them first? How do we know that that means grape?
Oh, because children can't consent to sex. Thank you for asking, babe.
Oh, okay. Maybe now he can unmute before. I just wanted to get that out of the way before he unmuted, in case he said something silly,
Oh, but they were wicked. They were wicked. So the whole nation was wicked. So those little girls deserve to be taken as sex slaves, right, Reed?
That's called justice upon a nation.
That
Justice
is
upon a
not
nation
what
to
justice
grape
is.
little girls.
And God never commands people to grape anybody. It was never a commandment.
He did.
It was no, he didn't.
He told them to take
He
the
did not.
virgin girls for themselves. What do you think that means, Reed?
What do you think is going to happen to this country with the child trafficking?
Who's
You think
that in
that
your
this
profile
country?
picture, Reed?
That's my fiance.
Your fiance. So,
Yes.
well, I'm assuming since you're a good Christian that you haven't had sex before marriage, so she's probably.
I
a
wouldn't call
virgin.
myself good. I don't call
Well,
myself good. I
I'm
don't think
assuming your
anybody's
fiance-
good.
Your fiance must be a virgin if you're a good Christian. So she would be part of the crowd that would be taken by some random man at war. So this man would have slaughtered you, slaughtered all of her family, taken her back to his house, shaved her head, cut her nails, put her in mourning garb, waited a month, and then raped her, claimed her then as his wife, and then continually raped her for the rest of her life. Would you say that that would be justice?
So what are you saying? That justice happens and bad things happen?
No, I'm saying
that what you're
it's not
saying?
justice to grape little girls, you sick fuck.
Who said it was? What are you talking about? God does
You
not command
literally
to grape
fucking
little
did.
girls.
You're like, it's justice
God does not
against a
command
wicked
to grape
nation
little girls.
that their little girls were raped repeatedly. That's justice against a wicked nation. That was you, Reed. That was you like 2 minutes ago.
Well, we're talking about a nation of people who are burning children to
The
false
source
idols,
for that, by the way.
burning
Source for
children.
that.
We're talking about the
These are
Canaanites. Are we talking about the
children.
Canaanites and the
These
Amorites
are
do you have-
and the
children.
Amalekites and the
Reed.
What are we talking about?
Shut your tiny little dick sucking mouth and listen. It is never, fucking never, and babe, if you can be on mute, because I'm not gonna listen to this. It is never just to grape little girls under any fucking situation ever. I hope to the God you fucking believe in that you and your fiance never have kids. If you think it is justice for them to be raped for the supposed sins of a nation, if you think that sacrificing children is such an evil that you would rather them be raped by grown fucking men, yeah, I'm upset that a grown fucking man is condoning the grape of little girls and acting as if he has some sort of fucking moral high
Nobody
ground.
condoned anything there, sweetheart.
You absolutely did. You fucking disgusting.
No,
piece
no,
of
I
shit.
didn't.
You said it was
You guys are funny.
justice.
You guys
said it
are
was
hilarious.
Justice.
You guys are funny.
You're
Man,
so
keep force laughing.
utterly,
It'll really convince
you're
people.
so utterly disgusting. But one thing the Bible said is true: you will
You're
know the
liars.
Christians by their fruits, and yours is
You're
fucking grape
liars.
apology, child grape apology. Get the
Bible
fuck out
doesn't-
of my life, and you are never coming back.
Good shit. Good shit, babe.
Thank you for the hand heart.
Mm.
Whew, I'm sorry, but just grown men being like, it's justice. Ooh, thank you,
Yeah.
y'all. That's very sweet of you.
And also, I want to point out all the nonsense he's talking about how every other nation is doing all this awful stuff is like completely unsubstantiated as well. Just complete making shit up. There's not many times I often do this, especially because the Christians love to do this themselves, but I genuinely don't think he was much of a Christian and just someone who likes using the language and, tradition of the Bible to be evil. Like, I genuinely think that he's just using that as an excuse to wind people up and get people angry. I don't think he's Christian.
I want to experiment with something real quick, babe. If you could just talk continually, chat, I'm going to try muting the audio on my end, and I want to see if muting that audio means that you guys can't hear Rat Soup talking anymore, because then that would mean
so
I
I'm
can
gonna keep
properly
talking.
mute guests. Yeah, just keep talking.
Okay,
and
so I'm going to
gonna
keep talking
mute.
and start talking.
All right. So he's muted now. Can you guys still hear him? Yes!
Oh, hell yeah. Am I back?
You should be back.
Okay. Hell yeah. Good shit.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
can you hear me now?
incredible.
Because you should be able to hear me now.
Oh!
Fuck yeah.
It
So
is
you found
a
out the system
beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. I'll just take off my headphones. I'll have conversations like this. Not gonna let anyone hear some of those fuckers. Woo! Thank you for the love glasses. Okay, that's awesome. So, that is legitimately a huge win for this stream. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And babe, will you be mine?
Oh, of course.
Next up, we've got
Won't you be
JRob.
my neighbor?
Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
JRob. I'm in my 30s. He, him.
Alrighty. What is your religion or lack thereof?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Alright. I love when I bring someone up and immediately all of chat is like, oh no. I know it's gonna go really well.
What does chat know you from? Do you have a guess as to what that would be from?
I do a lot of I do a lot of different lives with people. I do a lot of atheists. Talk to a lot of atheists.
You do a lot of atheists? I only do one atheist. Am I right, babe?
Hell yeah! All right. So what's like the craziest thing you said? Why are they all immediately going like, oh fuck? Like what? Did you say something nutty?
I do some damage to a lot of atheists' worldviews, and they don't like it.
I bet you do.
Usually it's more like atrocities that gets people acting like this, but we'll see.
Have you seen my buddies Joel and Mezzo?
Mezzo? I know Mezzo.
You don't know Joel? That makes sense.
Maybe. What's his like username?
You should ask Mezzo when he's going live soon for JRob.
I can't really remember what his username is off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, I talked to him.
But,
yeah, I talked to him.
Oh, okay.
So JRob, chat is giving me some suggestions. They want me to ask you what the age of consent is.
The age of consent, 18.
Okay, all right.
Do you have an opinion on that? Is that what it should be?
I would put it up to 25 nowadays. But
so how old was Mary when God impregnated her?
It doesn't say.
Well, give me a guess, like a time frame, given what we know about the historical.
What does the historical evidence say?
Yeah, we have some historical context around it. Well, if you've studied this or been educated in this, you might know.
You've been on Thinkers. All right, you have been around the block. Wow. Yeah, so what is the historical... Oh, Amboma. Engineer, has he been on yours? Partner. Thank you, Nora. My goodness, you're sending so many things. Thank you. Yeah, so... The scholars kind of have an agreed upon age range that they think Mary was.
I mean, they could guess. Anybody could guess.
It's not a guess. It's based off of...
Well,
Thank you for the alien buddy. It's based off of like historical information about like the traditions of like ancient Israelite marriage agreements.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean just because the Israelites would do certain thing, that doesn't mean that one, this particular person did that particular thing, and then two, that the Bible supports it.
But it would be very unusual for them to be an outlier, right?
Well, people, there's ancient Jewish sources that said, you know, a lot of women got married off in their 20s.
Like which ones? Most of the ones I say about 12 to 14.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that's you don't see that. I'm saying.
Oh wait, so you've been dancing around this the whole time and you knew this already? That seems a little dishonest of you, to be honest, man. That's a little rough.
Well, how's it dishonest? I never said that people didn't do that.
You avoided that, like we were talking about it, and it seems like you were informed about it, but like you were kind of just dancing around it a little bit. Now you're talking about twins.
I literally just said that yes, that some people did that.
But like, why wouldn't you say that up front? I mean, it just kind of seems like if you were more honest, you would have done that. I don't know. It just seems a little odd to me. I don't know. Just I guess I hear that like Christian conduct and hear about like what they say about being like salt of the earth and all that, and I just expect like a little bit better. But my bad. Maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, God, that's what's up.
I get your ad hominems early.
Hey, Ratsu. How you doing?
Oh, it would be an ad hominem if I said we shouldn't listen to you because you're stupid and bad at this. But I didn't say that we shouldn't listen to you or that your arguments are false. Okay. I just insulted you and you know made a comment on your conduct.
Yeah, cool.
So that's not really an ad hominem. Cool, but if you have any other questions or any other misunderstandings, happy to help.
Yeah, get them off early. I got you.
Hold on. But first of all, Ratsu, how are you doing? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm all right. My arm's still hurting a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I know that this got to be hard. So, JRob, I've seen you crash out on other lives, but so we've got Victor P. Hamilton in the Anchor Bible Dictionary that uses the Talmud, which describes the period in which Mary exists in. Mary is a Jew. So like in the Anchor Bible Dictionary, Victor P. Hamilton uses the Talmud to show that 12 and a half is generally the age in which girls are transitioning to womanhood and being betrothed, which is the exact situation that Mary finds herself in Luke 1. So like, here's the situation that you're in there, JRob. You're in the situation of the cultural context. Modern scholars and all that are placing Mary in an age range of between 12 and a half to maybe 16. And that's like the most conservative that you can think of, right? And so what what that means is that you then, and I know this intimately, okay? I'm a mythicist. So like I know this intimately, like the burden of proof. I have the burden of proof in that particular position. And you had the burden of proof to say that, oh, Mary was a special case. She was older. So you have to provide evidence that she was older. Otherwise, the most reasonable assumption to go with is that she was between the ages of 12 and a half to about 16, which we graciously give you 14 as the age. Like, that's us being nice to your position.
That all sounds very inconvenient for Christianity, actually. How could that be true?
That is a solid question.
How could what be true?
I'm sorry. Were you just not like
He was
listening?
not fucking listening that whole
No,
goddamn
I heard
time.
what I heard what Godless was saying. I didn't know what he said specifically that could be true, but I'll respond to Godless.
Respond to him. Respond to him.
Yeah,
What he
so
said.
Godless, it is your burden of proof, right? Because you're making the argument that she was
No. Hold
Oh
on.
my
I'm sorry,
God,
JRob.
bro.
I hate to interrupt you because I really
Okay.
wanted to let you talk.
Here we go.
But I've met the burden of proof. I've given my sources. It's the Talmud that describes this era in Jewish history, right? And then it's not just me saying it. It's other scholars that have affirmed this that I'm pulling it from. So it's not just me saying it. It's actual scholars of the Talmud that are saying these things. So now I pass the ball back to you. I provided my burden of proof. I've more than provided that. Now it's your turn to provide why Mary was the super specific outlier in this situation.
So it's not a super specific outlier. Again, like the Babylonian Talmud talks about women should be married around 20. The Mishnah talks about
I need you to give me a
18.
citation on that. Like if you give me a minute, I can give you
Bro, did I interrupt you, man?
I can give you the exact area of the Talmud where it says that girls were married off around 12 and a half. And then later on, in the same area, boys are actually specified to be a little bit older. So it's not like it's like a 30-year-old marrying her, but it's definitely the girl is 12 and a half years old, which is a violation. So like I can give that to you if you really need it. My guess is you don't give a fuck.
I mean, if you want to go ahead and do it, I will. I don't care. All right, I told you that.
He's asking you to
That's
show
what
it.
I fucking said.
Well, because I already conceded that I know that they did that. That's not.
Yeah,
You
so
conceded that you
give us
know.
any evidence for why we should believe that Mary didn't.
No, I'm saying, because you're making the argument that she was X age, right? So you have not met.
And we supported it by telling you in the Talmud where it says
Okay.
that those of that culture were married off at that specific age. So far, your response back has just been, well, maybe she didn't.
No, I said the Mishnah as well as the Talmud also talk about women getting married off around,
right.
and that they should.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh my
but
God,
I can
bro.
provide you exact places in the Talmud where it supports my position, and I just need do you have specific? Because that would be an outlier.
Okay, yeah, give me a second. Hold
on. Okay. How you doing, T?
I'm doing just dandy. I am so ready for tomorrow. Well, we've got some people here. Godless Engineer and I are going to be the host of Truth Wanted over on YouTube tomorrow night starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. So I will not be streaming on here. I will be streaming on Truth Wanted. So I expect to see you all over there. And if you're not, I will cry.
Yeah. So Truth Wanted is hosted on the Atheist Community of Austin here on TikTok. It's also on YouTube.
And they just commented, so follow them. Follow Atheist Community of Austin.
And on YouTube, they don't. It's not the Atheist Community of Austin. It's Truth Wanted.
Just Truth Wanted, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we're going to be hosting tomorrow, and I'm totally excited for it. I think it's going to be a great time. I've got upstairs. Sorry, I'm downstairs right now, but upstairs I've got my conspiracy cards, and I'm going to quiz you so hard on conspiracies.
If I fail, that's gonna be really embarrassing.
Oh no! These conspiracies are like fucking super specific, and like I would not expect anybody to know them.
Can you give us like a sampler?
I could go upstairs and get it real quick.
Okay, well then no worries. Not a big deal.
Oh wait, I think we got a portable one.
Yeah, if you don't watch tomorrow, you're a bad person. And that's objective morality.
Yeah, so this is like an actual game, right? This is an actual game that has been made where you quiz people on conspiracy theories. We have both the mobile version and like the full board game. Hold on one second.
So I put it in chat. It's Perkay Advat 521 where it says 18 for marriage. Like
You
it
said
gives like a
in her 20s.
yeah.
So did you not actually know this and you went looking for it hoping you'd find something that
No,
lined up with
so
what you
I
believe?
I've looked at this a long time ago, and when it said 20s, it was talking about men in general, but when it says 18, it's just talking about men and women in general. It doesn't specify.
Oh, does it not? If I go and I look at it right now, it's going to say both men and women were married in their by 18, or like when they were 18, like that's when they started to be married.
I didn't say that's when they start to be married, bro. It just talks about that's when some people should get married.
This talks about men. This is talking about men's stages of life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to look it up, but if Rat Soup has it, I mean, that's what I would figure, is that it's not because men were generally married off in that kind of age range. Women were married off much younger. It's when they started puberty, which was they assumed to be around 12 and a half. That's why in the Hebrew language, they actually have 3 different designations for women. And one of those designations is for when they're like starting their period and everything like that, and then the other designation is after they're done through puberty, and they're marriageable at that point, and they're considered women. So like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of converging lines of evidence for this there, JRob.
So from what I'm looking at, it just says general. It doesn't say men or women, but I'm willing to concede that it's
Like
about
context.
Yeah, I'm willing to concede that it's about men. So either way, again, just saying that this is the normal this was a normal practice doesn't mean that automatically she had to be a specific age.
We're not saying she has to be. We're saying that the evidence supports the idea that she
You can
is
say
specific.
that she was more likely within that age, but I don't think the Bible.
That's all that I've said. Actually,
Yeah.
if you go back, like I don't know if T is going to post the VOD on this, but if you were to go,
It's going to be on
Yeah.
YouTube.
yeah, if you go back and you listen, I say that the most likely case is that she's around 14, and that's very giving to your position, because it's most likely between like the ages of 12 and a half to like 16. So like middle of the road, 14 is very giving to your position on this. But that even if we were to go the most extreme here and say 16, that's still a child. Unless you're telling me that you'd grape a child. Would you grape a child there,
the
Jake?
hell? No. But why would, bro? Oh,
It was a question.
Just making
It was
sure.
That's freaking a weird ass question.
I mean,
Did
we're
you-
looking at
did
a
you hear
pretty
the
weird
guy?
story here about the Bible, though.
Did you hear the guy
Yeah.
before who was like, "It's justice to grape little girls"?
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't here for that. But
we get some crazy Christians in here. You would be surprised. Like some people talking about like age 17, like people dating 17-year-olds, like the crazy stuff like that, you know?
what? Yeah. So going back to well, hold on. Yeah, my fault. All right, so what ultimately y'all trying to argue with this, that she was at this age when she conceived a child?
When God impregnated her.
Okay, so what's the like? What are you trying to get at with that?
God impregnated a child.
Okay.
Not good.
According to what standard, though?
Well, children can't consent to being impregnated.
I'm so sorry. Did you just ask
According
like
to what standard? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what standard is it wrong to grape a child?
Wait, now you just
Yeah.
brought
But
back.
we're
I was
being weird.
cool.
Remember that?
I
Remember we
was
were being
cool with
weird?
the first claim that you argued, but now you said grape. Now, how you
It's
substantiate
always been
grape?
grape. It's
Huh?
always been grape. Do you know about the FRIES acronym?
The fries?
Yeah.
No,
It's an
what's that?
acronym that helps define consent.
Okay, but when we're talking about grape, that requires sexual intercourse.
No, okay. So, sorry. We've further refined our idea of what grape is by the harm that it causes. And the harm that it causes is that it turns a person from a person with bodily autonomy and everything like that into an object to be controlled, like their sexual activity is controlled and other things like that are controlled about them. And so like that's the central harm of grape. And because that's the central harm of it, we're not focused on the mechanism. Like, as far as you're concerned, a penis into a 14-year-old vagina, we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about the harm that grape causes. And that's reducing a person to, a very dehumanizing state of being controlled by another person, having their sexual activity controlled by another entity, person, whatever. And so that's the harm that's being caused here. If you look in Luke 1, I don't know if you want to turn in your KJV Bible, because I'm sure that you use KJV. If you want to turn into that, it has Gabriel basically voluntelling Mary that she's going to bear God's child and not giving her an option. So, like, this is grape by any measure. And it's actually grape on 3 levels. If you really want to be honest about it, there's a power imbalance between a 14-year-old child and the omnipotent, omniscient, supposedly omnibenevolent creator of the universe. The fact that she's 14 means that she can't consent at all. And then the fact that she wasn't actually asked for, her consent. So,
All right, so just so real quick. So, like, are you saying that if, let's say, well, I'll just say for the record, I don't believe she was 14. I'm just for the sake of argument.
You're coping.
Okay.
It's heavy cope
Okay.
because you don't want to face up to the
Okay.
idea of your God impregnating a child.
No. I'm just setting that as preference, just so we can move the
It
conversation.
is. It's cope.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bud. It
You're
is.
basically saying, I
Oh
prefer
my
to
God.
believe something that's contrary to the evidence without having any evidence to support my own
No,
stance.
I mean,
because
I
it
do
makes
have
it easier for
evidence.
me to sleep at night.
All right, well,
So
we'll just go back to
JRob.
this. So no, we'll go back to the argument. So all right, so no, this is the reason why I don't believe this, because in scripture it describes a 12-year-old as a little girl, a little girl, right? So 2 years older would not she would not be considered a young woman after just simply 2 years.
Okay,
If
I'm
she
sorry.
hit puberty, she would, but that's irrelevant.
Can I finish?
No.
So okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's just an ad hoc claim. You need to actually provide supporting evidence for that. You're just stating that. But in any case,
Also, even
I said
granting
in
it,
scripture.
but
That's in
even
Luke.
What scripture?
JRob,
Yeah,
even
there's Luke.
granting, hold on, even granting that, Godless Engineer walked you through how menstruation would be considered the onset of womanhood. Having your first period from the ages of 12 to 14 is incredibly common. I had mine during that time period. So by this like cultural standard, that would have been going from girlhood to womanhood. So
Yeah,
yes,
so-
there is a period where you're considered to then be a woman. So,
So there's
it's not unheard of.
Well, there's a
well, see,
difference.
it's not unheard
There's a
of.
difference between a cultural standard and a biblical standard. So from a biblical perspective, I believe that God works within like a more like ideal situation.
who's ideal?
Right. So this is the reason why when we're
Who's ideal?
from the Bible, so is Mark 5:42.
Who's
that-
ideal?
Huh?
Who's ideal? God's ideal?
Yeah, it's objective. Yeah, the objective idea. So like I was saying.
So God's ideal. So God in Numbers 31, God says, take the little girls as wives. So you're talking about that ideal?
Moses said that one.
No. That was by God. God later affirms it in Numbers 25:28.
No, that wasn't.
Numbers 31:28. Sorry.
You
Numbers
said God
31,
said it. God didn't say it. Moses said it.
No. So God,
bro,
if you look in Numbers
why do y'all love
31:28, God
derailing, bro?
affirms. Hold on, JRob. Hold on. In that particular section, God affirms the taking of little girls as war brides in this situation. So, like, regardless of whether or not Moses said it or Moses was doing it on behalf of God, God affirms it in that particular section. So, I mean, you're just losing. You're fighting a losing battle on that one. But as far as the ideal thing goes, that is a load of eisegesis. Do you know what eisegesis is?
So yes, and that's what you're doing.
What's
It's
eisegesis?
Jesus when he couldn't get into the military.
Yeah, that's you reading your subjective moral perspective onto the objective truth.
Your morals are also subjective, and
that's
God's
false.
opinions would also be subjective.
That's false. That's false.
But definitionally, it's just what subjective means. It's just coming from a mind.
No, it doesn't.
That's literally just what it means.
That's the definition of subjective.
Did I make the claim? Did I make that claim? No. So don't.
I'm telling you what the definition of subjective is.
You don't get to decide what the definition of subjective is.
You said no. I didn't say the definition. I said my morality. It doesn't come from a mind. So I don't know where you're getting that.
Where does your morality come from?
Yeah, so nature.
Nature?
Yeah.
You get your morality from nature.
I said a nature.
A nature. Okay,
Yes.
what nature?
Yes, a divine necessary nature.
Okay, and how does this divine necessary nature form?
How does it form?
Yeah.
It doesn't form. It exists.
Okay, so God is beholden to his nature and has no control over his nature.
Nope.
Nope. God can't control his nature. So
No.
you believe in a limited God.
No, that's not how that works. God didn't choose his nature. He eternally is his nature. He's necessary.
Babe, I'm sorry. I have to let you go for a little bit. That's strange. It said that he violated.
Well, I mean, grape apologists generally do. I'm surprised I haven't.
No,
that's not me, bro.
Joshua.
That's y'all. With y'all
what?
Y'all weird stuff.
Oh my
bro.
God! What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ratsuit got dropped because he had a violation. Like, what the fuck? Now, JRob, you're more offensive than Joshua.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Anyways, so JRob, you were lying about what now?
Yeah. Show me how it's not objective. It's grounded in the nature.
Okay, so yes, the objective subjective thing. So subjectively, can you describe both of those in a version of stances? Like, which one is stance dependent?
What do you mean? Which one? There is no. Your morality is stance dependent.
Right, and then your morality is just shifted onto God, which is therefore stance dependent. It's God's stance.
No, it's his nature. I just told you that. It's not his
right.
stance.
So mine's based on my nature. My nature is
that's
my
not
stance.
your nature. Your nature doesn't say anything about morality.
My nature.
My morality is based off of my nature.
No, your nature is just to wake up, eat, and poop. Like your nature doesn't make any
That's
moral
not true.
claim.
I do a little pissing every now and then.
You got me there.
So wait, hold on. You don't think that the moral decisions that I make every day are not part of my nature?
So that's opinions, right?
Yeah, they're based off of our nature.
That's dependent on your mind.
Everyone's morality is based off their nature.
No, that's dependent on your mind, right?
47% of what's considered sin is arbitrary based on what God is opinionated on.
It's not arbitrary. Again, it's
reflective.
It's reflective of his necessary
it's
perfect
considered
nature.
a sin to pick up a bird nest from the side of the road in the Bible.
It's also considered a sin to use the wrong kind of incest. You know, that gets a fireball hadoukened up your asshole and then burned from the inside.
Incense.
So we don't.
So we don't.
Did not say incense.
I meant incense. I didn't mean no.
Yeah.
I'm
To
sorry.
be fair, that should
incest is-
also get a fireball up your ass.
It
But-
should. That's how we populated the world twice over, as far as JRob's concerned. But yeah, incense. Sorry.
Yeah, so I like how y'all keep telling me what I believe and like falsely representing what I actually believe. But
Thank you. We'll keep doing it then.
we don't we don't believe that God revealed the objective moral standard in the Old Testament. He revealed it in the New Testament. So the New Testament is going to be reflective of the objective standard of morality, which is Jesus Christ himself.
Okay, cool. Let's go from that. I like how we pivoted to the moral argument from like Mary being raped.
I do just also want to clarify. That
I
means
didn't
that means it's a good thing to call women racial slurs,
What?
like Jesus. So we should
You said
follow
what?
Jesus' footsteps and use racial slurs against random women.
Well, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did do that.
No, he didn't. So he didn't use the term that's used for slanderous, wild, dirty dog. He used the term that was used for like a pet of the family, like a friend. Just like
What's a female dog to you? Just curious.
to me, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's going to be a negative word. But to my sister-in-law, it's a term of endearment between her and her friends.
Yeah, was Jesus using it as a term of endearment?
Yep.
He was?
Yep.
What you think is so let me get this straight.
Jesus is like,
woman,
bitch! Oh my god! Why would I give to the bitches when I could give to the children? I came only to save the lost sheep of the house of Israel, bitch!
So they didn't even use I hope y'all know they didn't speak English back then.
What?
I don't know.
Oh!
This is news to me.
Yeah,
like
I don't
everything
know.
I've ever seen has been English.
I don't know. Y'all sound confused.
T, my wife loves you, by the way. She just
I love your wife. I'm gonna take her from you.
yeah. So JRob, do you seriously think that Jesus was sitting there like, bitch? You think I'm gonna heal your fucking kid, bitch?
No.
Okay. Sorry, that was comedic delivery on an awesome scale there, JRob.
Oh, that was incredible.
So stance dependent, stance independent. I mean, I feel like my stance is, my moral foundation. God's stance is his moral foundation. 47% of that is arbitrary to include what kind of incense to use. But also that incest is okay. I'm just saying, like, he had no problem with that at one point.
So God can allow things that aren't good for a greater good.
Oh, you mean like Epstein trafficking?
Sure.
Well, that's fucking scary.
Ooh-wee, JRob, do you really want to be like, yeah, it's actually for the greater good that all that happened?
So T, I have this hypothesis.
Okay.
Right? Every single Christian out there at some level is a child rape apologist.
What the
And
heck? Bro, y'all are sick, bro. Y'all need help. That's why your boy got flagged. Like,
what?
y'all
Well,
are
you were the
weird.
one apologizing for child rape. So
I'm not.
forgive us
try-
for thinking that when
You-
people apologize for child rape, that they're child rape
No,
apologists.
you guys try to force that on people that we don't believe that, but that's
So hold
the
on. Wait a
disingenuousness
second there,
of-
JRob.
of what y'all do.
Me just asking a simple question about Luke 1 is me forcing the grape apologist label on people. Like, hold on. Here's a good demonstration right here. Hey T,
Yeah.
in Luke 1, God voluntells a 14-year-old child that they're gonna bear his child. Is that good or bad?
Bad.
See, look, T is not a child rape apologist. It's that simple. It's not me forcing anything on T here, right? robotgoat is perfectly fine denying that. Now, if I asked you the same question, how would you react?
Yeah, prove she was 14.
See, exactly. Grape apologist.
How's that grape apology?
If I give you 16, like what age do you think Mary was?
Yeah, I think she'd probably be closer to 19 or 20.
Okay, fine. 19 or 20, right? Let's say, JRob, let's say you're walking down your neighborhood, right? Neighborhood street. You see a 19 or 20-year-old girl, right? And you look her dead in the face and you tell her, you will bear my child and you will do what I want, right? And she knows that she can't stop you. She knows that if she tries to resist, she is going to get hurt or even unalived, like more hurt than you're already going to hurt her, but also potentially unalived. Right, so she acquiesces to the fact that you're going to do this to her. She allows you to do it because she can't stop you. Is that rape in that situation?
So of course that's grape, and that's not analogous. That's not analogous.
Right. My next question is: provide me the symmetry breaker between God and Mary and that situation.
So God and Mary had a relationship. Mary even affirmed that she was with God. Right, she had communion with God. She believed
did she
in God.
say that?
She literally said.
Okay, so this is also hold on. This is a misunderstanding of how consent works, because we talked about the fries method earlier. The S in fries is specific. So even if what you say is true, which I'm not necessarily granting that, having a communion with God.
It says it. How are you not granting it when it says it?
Hold the fucking phone. Even if that is the case, having communion with someone is not the same as consenting to bearing their children.
Yeah, so she even said, "Yes, my Lord, I'm your servant."
That was assent.
As you will. So
that's what engineer was just talking about.
Can I finish?
Right. No, JRob.
If she was already in a relationship with God, she already.
Hold on, I have to illuminate something here, right, JRob? Because technically she says, I'm your slave. Now, do you think that slaves had the ability to deny their masters?
Here y'all go with the mute button. So when we're talking about servants of God, we don't believe we're slaves in the same sense that you're using the term slave. Right, it's not chattel slavery. We're talking about
it is chattel slavery. In the Greek is chattel slavery. It means female slave.
This is indentured servitude.
No, it's not indentured servitude. Dule means literally female slave. You can look it up.
Show me any scholar that will say that when we say that we're servants of God, that means that we're chattel slaves.
Yeah. You're talking about the good kind of slavery. They got the good kind of slavery. No, I wouldn't like it if it were me, but it's a good kind of slavery. Sure, you can beat them within an inch of their life. And you can keep them if they fall in love with their wife. Nah, there ain't nothing wrong with another human being owned. When God says it, it's a good kind of slavery.
Oh no, he left. Oh no. Who's gonna apologize for child rape now? Probably the next guy.
Well, definitely the next guy.
Lee, I do prefer it being ops up here unless it's people that I know.
I'm special.
You are. You're very, very special. I guess he didn't like the song, but I think it's a bop. I mean, I think Joel Sings Christianese is going to be top of my Spotify rap this year.
Yeah. Me too. Well, I mean, I don't play it off Spotify. I paid for it and I downloaded it because I felt like
I also did. That's why I'm able to use it in my stream.
Yeah, exactly.
But I typically listen to it off of Spotify. Just to make sure, because I've already bought it, but now I want to continue to support him monetarily by streaming it. So actually, I'm a better friend to Joel than you.
What? Oh my God! Now I feel like
definitely a better friend of Mezzo because I bet you they don't call Mezzo Joel.
Yeah.
I did talk to Joel about Joel's friend Joel once, though. Does that count?
No, okay, look, I don't know if Mezzo's here or if Mezzo will see this later or whatnot, but like
I'll make sure he does.
I literally never mean to call him Joel. It is like some kind of like weird wiring in my brain where I say Joel and I don't even notice until he says something and I'm like, oh fuck.
I'm gonna make sure he sees this.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with names.
Yes, I am bad with names, but not this bad with names normally.
I promise not to bully you this time, John.
Okay. You know, I appreciate
too?
that.
Oh, you know, this time, fine.
You know, Rat Soup, what if that's my kink, though? Like,
Well, then that would make 2 of you. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It's true.
I couldn't resist the kink part of that. I just couldn't.
It's a really cute blush, babe.
Yeah. Woo! Divorce.
Denied.
So what else are you here to do besides make me horny?
You know what? Maybe the Amalekites had it coming, actually?
Okay, well, all right, current guest, Rat Soup.
So I've got a preview of the conspiracy stuff.
Oh,
Yes!
Yeah. Okay. So, here's a question. First one to buzz in. What is the name of the alien race that comes from the planet Nibiru?
Fuck, I know this one. It's the white people one, right?
Is it the Nords?
No, okay, so it's multiple guesses, right? A. Zorgons.
No.
B. Wookiees. C. Elohim. And D. Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anunnaki.
Good. Yes, that is correct. Let's see. Y'all want another one?
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but if you have more.
I'll take one more.
Okay. What creature terrorized the people of New Delhi in 2001?
Ooh.
Okay. It's either A, the Wendigo, B, Shiva. I'm not going to pronounce this next one right. C, Oogla Baba, or D, the Monkey Man.
Oogla Baba.
T, what's your guess?
I'm just gonna say the Monkey Man because I want it to be the Monkey Man. I don't think it actually is, but I want to believe in a more whimsical world.
It is the Monkey Man.
You ever heard of Spring-Heeled Jack?
Screen-Hill Jack?
Spring-Heeled Jack. He was back. This is about the same time as like Jack the Ripper, but it was not the same thing as Jack the Ripper. He was this guy that people would see that would like jump over walls on like springs, like over 8 foot tall walls on apparently like spring-heeled boots. Would have like this crazy mask and stuff, and I think he would just like spank people and then like escape and run away. It was wild story.
I do that to Joshua sometimes.
That seems like me whenever I follow my wife upstairs.
I was going to say, speaking of kink.
Hey. I did see Mezzo isn't here, so engineer, if you want to take this time to apologize.
Okay. Mezzo, I'm completely sorry that my brain has wired in a way where I accidentally call you Joel. That's
You are not taking
intent.
accountability right now.
Am I not?
No.
I'm sorry. I mistakenly call you Joel when I mean to call you Mezzo, and it's not on purpose. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying. I'm too autistic to be on purpose for that. I'm sorry. It only happened 40 to 50 times. Forget about it. I know. I hate it.
Apparently he did forget about it.
Because he kept doing it. Sorry.
There were some wild claims in chat about that last guest, by the way. I didn't want to start repeating them because I wasn't sure what was true or not, but they were like...
JRob's problematic for sure.
I don't remember seeing him around. But I'm kind of glad that I haven't, if that's what he's always like, and I assume that it is.
So recently, just because there's no other, I guess maybe ops, and if I need to drop down, y'all just let me know.
Because all the Christians in here are little pussy bitches that won't request up to defend their God.
That sounds
Schley,
right.
I do not forgive you. No, it's okay. The YouTube stream did not get up tonight. We'll work on it. I can never be mad at an RN.
A real?
Please pick something. Don't leave that out. Don't leave that out in the open.
Nurse.
I've actually, as you guys know, like I'm an engineer. I do a lot of like coding stuff. So like I've got this whole streamer package that I've like developed that, you know, does the Bible verses on the screen and like all that kind of stuff. I've actually added an interlinear option where you can do like text analysis.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, it doesn't pull from like the Strong's Concordance and all that kind of bullshit. I was like, nope, we've got to have like legitimate, like scholarly lexicons and all this other kind of stuff. So I made sure that there was no like Strong's bullshit in there, and so I'm still like fine tuning it and everything, but I feel like it's a pretty decent tool so far.
Also, hi to Cam. I don't think I said hi to Cam yet. Hi.
I used to really, really like my Strongs when I was a Christian. Like, I thought it was so cool being able to just instantly get all this information that was definitely and 100% true on every verse.
I had this Bible. It was like a girly Bible. And it would have these little pages inserted where it would be like stories from Christian kids, supposedly. And there was one about like premarital sex and why you shouldn't do it and how it like defiled your body. Yeah, and then there was another one that was talking about like listening to rock music, and it's like, would you drink a tall, creamy milkshake if you knew there was a little bit of poison in it? And that was the comparison they were drawing to listening to rock and roll.
How little
it was
bit
pink,
of
course
poison?
it was. They said, they specified not enough to kill you, but enough to make you sick.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it like with chemistry, as far as chemistry goes, which I know T, you probably know.
My eyes glaze over for chemistry. That's a running joke.
Oh, okay. But it all depends on the amount. So, like, if you're gonna say, "Oh, it's got arsenic in it," it's like, how much arsenic?
Not enough to kill you, but enough to make you sick, according to them.
Apparently,
Most tap water contains trace amounts of arsenic.
Right? Yeah, that's my point. Is like it all depends on the amount.
Babe, which one of us completed a drinking water lab technician course?
Well, I'm thirstier than you, so.
That's a course?
Oh, yeah?
Like, what do you do?
Ooh, bitch. Learn about the EPA standards for testing water.
Okay, that
Drinking
makes
water.
sense. That makes sense.
The acceptable levels of lead. They're very low. I'll reassure people they're very low. But also testing to make sure everything has like the right levels of fluorine. Testing for pathogenic strains of E. coli.
Well, I had something that I was going to talk about. I can't remember it now, but I do need to go because like I have to get up at before the ass crack of dawn, and
Ew, the taint of dawn. I hate it.
the taint of dawn. I hate it too. I've got to get there early just so that I can leave early, and be super ready for our stream T on the ACA. And yeah, so I've got to go do that. But y'all are awesome. I can't wait to share a screen with you tomorrow night. There, T and Rat Soup. I've got a shoulder thing too, not as serious as yours, but like my shoulder is like fucked, and I'd hate to have to go through whatever you're going through. And I hope you get better.
I appreciate it. I'm working on unfucking it.
I hope it gets better too.
What do you mean by that? Explain
I
yourself.
just hope you get better.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? I hope you get worse.
I will.
All right, see you, John. Thanks for coming by.
Y'all have a great night. I'll see y'all later. Will it help for y'all to kick me as opposed to me just like leave?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard someone say that before. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I'll kick you anyway.
Bye.
Yeah.
Someone asked if there's an acceptable level of E. coli in the water. Ideally, there's none, but not all strands of E. coli are actually pathogenic. It's only certain ones that you have to be like super, super cautious of. Yeah. Again, ideally, none. But there is a difference in strains. Because some of it's just bacteria. Bacteria, that shit's everywhere. Oh, Pumpkin Baby's back. Good. Gonna talk shit in the comments for like 20 fucking minutes. Someone who thinks that they know science and tried to teach me what DNA is.
Well, maybe they can explain what DNA is in the comments real quick.
Pathogenic is just like a disease-causing agent. So there are some strains of E. coli that don't make people sick. They're just chilling.
Is parthenogenic a different thing?
Parthenogenesis, that refers to species that can it's like those lizards that can they can reproduce when they're all female.
Oh, okay. Where they can adapt their sex at need, basically.
It's more like it's like an
or more like the lesbian geckos.
Yeah, it's the lesbian geckos.
Oh, okay.
I can get into another time, but we do have a guest. And I don't know if they're here to talk about lesbian geckos.
No lesbian geckos.
Damn.
You sound scared of the lesbian geckos.
I am a little afraid of lesbian geckos.
Can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Name is Ryan. My age is over 40. And pronouns, I guess you could say him, he, male.
Alrighty, Ryan. What is your religion or lack thereof?
Non-denominational.
Okay, non-denominational what?
Specifically, I guess the best way is I'm Team Jesus. That's about it.
So non-denominational, what's the word for people who follow Jesus?
Christian. Yeah. I don't know. Well, you tell me. That's fine.
That is it. It's just very strange how many Christians don't want to call themselves Christian. Or aren't forthcoming with calling themselves Christian.
Well, yeah. The only reason why I asked that is you asked what religion. Sorry. So that could have encompassed, yeah. So
that would be Christianity.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. Yep. I was just assuming. That was my bad.
So why do Christians defend atrocities?
So that's why I came up here. I wanted to know what atrocities you mean, because technically, as what I believe that we were told in the New Testament to believe what's in the New Testament, not exactly, because the New Testament is a new covenant with God and Jesus, not the Old Covenant, which was the Old Testament.
What does Jesus say about the Old Testament?
So the New let's see here. So I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, he says
actually there's all kinds of things.
Yeah, so he says he had come not to abolish the old law, but to fulfill it, and says that if you break the commandments or lead others to break the commandments of the old law, that you will be regarded as least in the kingdom of heaven. Jesus reiterates multiple times that you are still to keep the laws of the Old Testament.
So then how would you explain then the only way to heaven then, if you do believe in something like that, is only to repent to God and to go through Jesus Christ then? and it doesn't matter
that
then
has
at that
nothing to
point.
do with whether or not Jesus says you should still keep the laws, because he believes those laws to be reflective of God's morals.
So what specifically are you talking about, like in the old covenant?
Well, if we want to
Is
talk
my
about some of the
question,
old
because we don't.
laws, what about slavery? Why does God permit slavery?
So that's a very interesting question. So in Corinthians, if you believe in the New Testament, the laws of the old were actually because God allowed man to be sinful.
So he allowed them to have slaves, but not allowed them to keep the tips.
Well, yeah, I gotta ask if it's
What's the tips?
just of their penises, but that's unrelated. If he
Oh,
allowed
okay,
them to
yeah.
be sinful, why did he come up with over 600 rules telling them how not to be sinful?
613.
Yeah,
so you're talking about the Torah.
That's over 600. Yeah, which is in the Old
Yep.
Testament. So if you're saying that God allowed them to be sinful, why did he make over 600 rules trying to tell them how to not be sinful?
But we believe as when Christ died on the cross, that's when he abolished that.
That's not what Jesus
or I do.
Jesus specifically said, I did not come to abolish the old law. So why do you
No,
directly
he didn't.
contradict? Okay, so why are you now saying, well, I believe that Jesus abolished the old law?
So I guess I'm trying to understand your assumptions then, because that has to do with assumptions of some
It's not
sort.
an assumption, it's reading what was said. So when Jesus says, I have not come to abolish the old law, I take that to mean Jesus did not come to abolish the old law.
So how would you describe then when he... I'm just curious. In all honesty,
That's a
this
novel
is
concept?
why... Well, no, I'm just... Not that part. I'm asking then what happens then after we believe he resurrected then. Because all those laws changed according to what we believe after he resurrected, because there was hold on, let me finish. So because I've been respectful, I haven't sworn, I haven't done anything. I
To
haven't
be fair, you did ask a question and then you kept talking, so that makes things a little confusing.
Well, okay. What question did I ask?
You asked, I'm sorry, 1 second. Let me scroll back.
You ask, what assumption are you making?
Yeah, yes. What assumption are you making about I completely lost it. I lost my train of thought. What did you say?
Yeah. And I thought you said it. What is your name? I'm sorry.
I'm T.
Miss T. What is your
T.
what would you like?
You can call me
They,
T.
them?
I use they, them
Okay.
pronouns, yeah.
Okay. So T explained what that meant, and then I was trying to say I was going to ask a question again, and that's why I said I didn't interrupt. So I don't understand where Rat was coming from. So my thing is how would you explain then how all those laws changed? Because the only way to get to heaven or to Abraham's bosom in their eyes was to follow all the laws before, right?
Well, the laws themselves didn't change. The result of following them is what would change. So before, they believed that following the law was the way to get into heaven. But Jesus specifically says that you should still keep the commandments. Jesus reiterates that on multiple occasions.
But did he? Sorry, go ahead.
So if he says you should keep these commandments, and if you don't, you'll be regarded as least in the kingdom of heaven, that means that Jesus says they should still be following those old laws. But even despite that, if you believe that God is morally perfect, why would he give imperfect law in the first place?
So here's because I'm literally trying to figure out what you mean by atrocities, because you're making the defense
slavery
of and I don't disagree. In fact, Paul in Romans and Corinthians and Ephesians specifically says slavery is not really a good thing. So, and that is all contextual as far as what you believe, because it doesn't specifically say that stuff.
Right, but God,
so it's my own interpretation.
Yeah, but without interpretation, God directly permits slavery in the Old Testament.
Yes, I agree.
So that's not interpretation. That's not contextual. That is something God outright permits, or he allows it, orders,
because of free will. Because he believes man has free will.
If that were the case, then he wouldn't give them any laws.
No, he gives them laws because he chose the people. That's the
Okay,
reason why.
so why could he not give them a law against slavery? If all these other laws don't impede on their free will, why would specifically a law against slavery impede on their free will?
That's a good question. I don't have that answer.
Particularly because slavery impedes on the free will of the victim, the slave.
Sure. I'm not disagreeing as far as philosophical, but I'm just saying that's what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
So
I'm
I
going to
mean,
have an.
But why would he also permit the slaves to be beaten and within an inch of their lives?
It doesn't say that in Levitical law. It
says
says
that in
that if
Exodus,
you,
actually.
yeah, that's post Exodus. That's not Levitical.
Well,
What
it's
do you
Exodus
mean?
21:20 through 21.
So okay, so in Exodus was a prior event than Leviticus, which is actually where the laws were established. And biblical timeline or historical timeline, it's still Exodus and then Leviticus.
It's
There is
still a
no
quote
division
from
of the law
God.
within Scripture.
It's a quote from God that says, "You may beat your slaves as long as they don't immediately die."
And that's in Exodus. But he revised the law, and it's even shown in the actual Old Testament that he was allowed to change his mind.
So he's not perfect.
No, there we go again. So that is also making an assumption.
But that's a
Well, you said he
contradiction.
changed his mind.
No, yes, I did. So let me
Okay,
explain.
but there can't.
Hold on, let me.
No, because
I can't explain.
No, because you presented a contradiction, so you have to rectify the contradiction before you proceed. It cannot be that God is both perfect and God is capable of changing his mind, because there cannot be differences in a state of perfection. So therefore, either God is perfect or God can change his mind. You have said both are true. That is not logically possible. So which is it?
That's what I was trying to explain to you before I was interrupted.
Well, you've spent longer whining about the meta when you could have already explained your argument now.
Okay, well, I'm done now because if you continue, if you want to,
Way.
I don't know. If you're going to cry and be an idiot, just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, the context is pretty clear, Talawek. It's a list of laws, you know, a list of God organizing his society. I don't know. Maybe don't be so easy to mock. You're disrespectful and disingenuous. You're intellectually dishonest continually. Like, what do you mean that's not intellectually honest? You're up here, like, complaining about the meta the whole time, avoiding substance constantly. The whole subject, you switched to slavery after you got, you know, kind of cooked on the subject of what Jesus supported the old law to begin with. Yeah, absolutely. It's disingenuous, which is disrespectful. You are dishonest, and your complaining and tone policing is absolutely disrespectful. It's also a little bit just embarrassing to be hearing from a grown-ass man. Get your shit together and then come back when you're ready to have a conversation. Sorry it made you sad. Yep, you complained about the tone the whole time, about, like, you know, oh, you interrupted me. Literally, like they pointed out, you spent more time complaining about the meta than actually delivering something of substance.
Jesus came to abolish the law of the Old Testament. That is in direct contradiction to what Jesus said.
Matthew 5:17. Search that word up.
Hey Bible guy. Oh, we saw him at the same time.
Right. What you making there, by the way?
I think it's gonna be another bag.
Ooh.
Because I don't have enough bags, right, babe?
No, not at all.
I like how this is it's a, what's the fucking word for it? It's a color pooling yarn. So it has that like cool little repeating pattern on it.
Almost looks tie-dye.
Oh, someone requested and then hopped down.
Vanished.
Well, if you are new here and you haven't already followed me, let's make this bigger. Let's make it a grower, not a shower. We are very close to 9K, which is very close to 10K.
You want to talk about that video that got made on you?
I was just thinking about it. Should I?
Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah.
So there's a guy who's come on my stream a couple times. I'm not going to say his username. But he decided to, like, stitch one of my videos. And not really. He took, like, 3 seconds at the start of one of my video, put it in black and white, and then spent the rest of the time saying that I was, like, demon-possessed, and that you could see in my eyes that I was, like, full of demons and being used by Satan to spread deceit. And then tried to make fun of my follower count because he's like, first of all, he continually misgendered me because of course he did, because he kept saying this girl, she, because he's an asshole. But he was like, she goes on every day and uses her platform. Well, I say platform, she only has 8,000 followers. Well, this guy only has 12K, and he's been doing this shit for almost 4 years.
Yeah, that was my first question. I'm like looking over their shoulder watching this video. He says this. I'm like, how long has he been doing this?
Yeah, he's been doing it since 2022, and he keeps commenting and harassing me on my posts, just like with vaguely threatening stuff, like, I hope you find out the truth before you draw your last breath, or like, you'll see on the day that you perish, and I hope Jesus plants his seed in you, like really weird, gross stuff. And I've told him to stop, and he just won't. He just continues to comment on my shit. He made that video about me. Just like leave me alone, maybe, you know. But part of me wants to like duet the video or stitch it back and just be like blah, blah, blah. But would it be productive? No. Would it be funny? Maybe. That's just what my gut instinct is, my chaotic neutral instinct. Because like, it's so ridiculous. He's like, the eyes are the windows of the soul. You can see it in her eyes. And it's just me on one of my Ram's ass streams who's just like casually crocheting and like talking with a Christian who didn't understand how definitions work. No, this is not the guy who made the whole dad joke weird. That was a guy named George. This is a different guy. I forget what his name is, but he came on to another one of my streams and he was like, if God told me to grape a child, I would. So he's really fucked up. And he's saying that I am the one who is evil and demon-possessed. Hey, church shit! I'm running out of yarn in this skein. I'm gonna have to start another skein eventually, which is good because I wanted to use up this yarn because I thought it was so pretty, but I was trying to do color pooling and I couldn't get it to properly work. I mean, it kind of works here. It just doesn't work the way that I wanted it to. I was trying to get it to do an argyle pattern by using moss stitch, and I know 100 of you just clicked away. But...
Are you telling me you could have made the Shroud of Turin?
Maybe I could have. But my fellow yarn addicts know that sometimes you'll just be like, yeah, I'm definitely going to use this yarn. I need this very specific type of yarn. And then you don't use it. So, this is... Oh, come on. This is what I've got thus far. Because it is that nice... Is it variegated yarn? It makes this cool little zigzag pattern. And I dig it. So I'm gonna keep working on this and then I'll make it into a tote bag eventually. Because I have so many bags and I'm not gonna stop. Not gonna stop till I get my shot. That's who I am. That is my plan to end up on top. You can. Sorry. Well, you should learn how to crochet, Atheist Cat. It is fun. I enjoy it a lot. As someone who needs things to do with my hands, and who doesn't always have rat soup available to give me something to do with my hands, crochet is very helpful. So.
I can't believe you'd say something so salacious. You're the worst.
There's 20 people out there who just took a screenshot.
Oh, God. Delete it, all of you.
I'm gonna end up on the Thirsties channel in the Bad Bible Discord. Only the cool kids get to know if that's real. The cool kids already know if it's real. I see a lot of, like, angry guys.
Oh yeah, chat's full of angry men, but they're too scared to actually like defend their faith.
Oh
they just
no!
hang out there.
My dad sent me a screenshot from my episode of the 1% Club.
No.
And it's me looking terrified.
That looks like a I don't know, something about the phone quality on the camera. It looked like CGI you.
This is like when they had to make young Carrie Fisher for Rogue One. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I was on the 1% club. That was fun, but I looked scared every single time I was on screen. I looked terrified. Every single time they cut to me, I'm like... Because I was scared out of my mind, you guys. Scared out of my mind. Ooh, we have a request. Hey,
How many knives?
Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Yeah, James, 30, him.
All right, James, and what is your religion or lack thereof?
Christian based.
Based on what?
The Bible's history, Jesus' words, like how God worked through people, like stuff like that.
Okay, so you support all of the Bible's words.
I do, but I understand them, and I realize sometimes it can be pretty harsh.
Okay, so Leviticus 25, 44 through 46.
Can you refresh me?
Yeah, that says that as for the foreigners among you, you may keep them as slaves. They are to be your property. You can keep them and pass them on to your children. But as for the fellow Israelites, you're not to treat each other with harshness. So it is specifically saying that they can take slaves to keep as property and pass down to their children. So that's by definition chattel slavery.
But the end goal was try to abolish it completely.
If the end goal was to try to abolish it completely, why put a law in place that permits it at all?
Because the Messiah came.
It doesn't even get abolished in the New Testament.
That was.
It does. It does. You can make the claim
that was
it
a hell
does.
of a non sequitur. So why put a law?
No, we just moved on.
No, I asked you why put a law in place that permits slavery, and you said because the Messiah came. That has nothing.
Yeah, because
to do...
he was the like conclusion of the prophecies.
Why create the law in the first place?
Well, if you study the land and the region at the time, they were warring tribes, and God gave them the 10 Commandments, and then they added onto it over time, and that's what the Bible is. It's over like 2,000 years of history.
Can you answer my fucking question?
The Bible is 2,000 plus years of history.
James, why give a law that permits slavery at all if God doesn't want there to be a slavery?
It's a good question, right?
Then answer.
Yes, that's why I asked it.
At the end of the day, Jesus abolished it. He says, "Love your enemies yourself and do all the right thing."
We're at the beginning of the day
I'm not asking, is it abolished? I'm asking
because it was warring tribes, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. It was a tough world over there.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Because at the end of the day, they get protection.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They get protected by the whatever you call slave master. But like, there was also indentured servitude as well. So
right, there's two different things. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what it could be too. So we can't exclude that.
Hold on. So you're saying it was okay to enslave them because it would protect them?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it was like a written down that's okay. But at the end of the day, if everybody's following the 10 Commandments, there'd be no need for any kind of slave or any kind of homeless. Everything would be perfect.
Except in the 10 Commandments, it says not to covet your neighbor's slave. So even the 10 Commandments themselves account for people owning slaves.
Yeah, the 10th Commandment.
It says slaves in the 10th Commandment?
Yeah, it says slaves, wives, and oxen.
Okay, at the end of the day, I know it's written, but I don't agree with it. You don't need it. If society's at its top, it is. No, but before the Bible there was no Bible, and people still believed. That's the reality.
Damn, you got us there, dude.
No, because it's the story of Abraham.
What?
The story of Abraham in history.
Hold on, I have a friend up that I gotta ask an important
Yeah, but the nation of Israel is still there and fighting, and you guys are laughing because you have no clue what's going on in the Middle East.
Modern nation of Israel is completely separate.
Yeah, and you guys have no clue what's going on over there.
And socioeconomic state of the world right now?
Just jumping around.
No, because you have no clue. You have no clue what's going on, current events. You guys are lost.
We do know. We're just staying on topic because we know.
No, I don't think you do, man. I don't think you're in reality. I think you're stuck on TikTok.
We do. We just know how to.
Do you guys do real life debates?
What do you mean real life debates?
Like downtown Toronto, big cities?
What do you mean big cities? Like street debates, like a street preacher
Yes.
shit, like Charlie
Dude,
Kirk
if
shit.
you don't debate in
Yeah.
Toronto, you're not even like a real debater. Bitch, fuck.
Do you do real life debates?
No, I
Host?
don't walk up to people and harass them in real life. I have talked to
No,
people,
people
in real
come up
life,
to
like
me.
actually have
Hold
real
on.
discussions with
People
them.
come up
Yeah.
to me. Don't
Oh,
be
I'm
like
sorry.
that.
That's horrible. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's called
sometimes have
Young
like
and
real
Dundas
discussions
Square.
with people,
Young
like
and
in
Dundas Square.
bars that I meet and stuff, or like in
They
coffee
have
shops and shit. But like,
they have huge
I
debates
don't
there. I don't know. You guys don't
I
do
don't
your
like
research.
set up like a
need you to plug your
station to like debate.
No,
in
I
the
have
States.
thousands of wins, so I don't even care what you guys saying.
You have thousands of wins?
Yeah, downtown
Oh,
Toronto.
what's your IQ level?
It doesn't matter. You think I care about that?
It sounds like you care
Do you,
about
can
petty
you even
shit.
drive
So
a car?
yes, I
Or
do
Mr.
think you
IQ,
care
can you
about
even
that
drive a
sort of
car?
thing.
You're right. Can you drive a car?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, at least you got that. Do you work?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a family? Do you have a family?
Yes. Do you have it?
Do you love your? Do you love your?
Do you see what I was talking about with like the relevance of the
Hold on, no,
conversation
no,
and how
no,
you're
hold on.
unable to be
Wait,
there?
wait, wait, wait,
It's
no.
because you're too
Wait,
fucking slow,
wait.
dude.
Because people are just talking.
Rat Soup. Hold on.
Yeah.
Knives, continue. What were you asking about Rat Soup's family?
I said, do you love your family?
Yes.
Okay, so God's real. God is love.
What the fuck?
There it is. That's
You're
the
a
one. That's
fucking
the one
idiot, dude.
timer.
Hey,
Who
don't
lets
you
you
That's what
out
it
of
is.
house, shit clown?
Did you know
Obviously-
We're all
that
one
the
people.
Bible
King of
We're all
Knives.
one
no
people.
Bible? Did you know that, Dalton?
King of Knives, do you love your family?
Of course I do.
Oh, so there's no
Eros,
God.
Eros is love, so you believe in Eros, the god of love from Greek mythology. Fantastic, good win.
Everybody can have their own perspective
Damn,
of love.
this is
There's
just
only
like
one true love.
Toronto.
There's only one true love, my guy.
There's
It's
only one
so
true
say.
love.
it's so
There's one
weird.
true love, and that's it.
Eros.
There's
Yeah,
no
it's
We're one
Eros.
people, one
There-
truth.
yeah, Eros,
You can run
the
away
god-
from that. But
the primordial god Eros. Yeah,
Well, I prefer
It's-
Cupid, but that's just a variation.
It's the same
Oh
thing.
yeah, it's the same guy. Yeah, it's so weird whenever I hear someone talk about how many wins they've got. Like no one who actually
No,
is a serious
no,
debater.
because you guys don't think
No one's- no one who-
they're talking
No one
about.
who's a serious debater in the debating world like goes around talking about all their wins. That's so weird.
Well, I'm
Is
just
that
talking
yeah
about it to
okay?
keep
But
it
you think you're
brief.
always right, so that's
I'm
always
just-
weird too.
To keep it right, I'm gonna reduce it down instead of saying debate over and over and over 2 monosyllables. I'm just gonna say bait. So Knife just wants us to know that he baits super often. He baits in public. He baits in downtown Toronto. He's baited thousands of times with plenty of other people. Probably most of them men. He baits with other dudes all the time. And so he's like, you guys got to know how much I'm baiting in public with these other guys.
Yeah, all just sexual talk all the time, huh? That's all you guys have.
Who said anything?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, why are you making it sexual? Dude?
Yeah,
dude.
you gotta say it like that. Yeah,
Don't
for
make
no
it fucking
reason.
weird. What?
Yeah. Okay.
He's never like
So
even
funny.
seen a PG-13
So
movie
funny.
before. How could you dare
So
do
funny.
this? He's
So
not
this-
like he only
Now,
watches
at the end of
VeggieTales.
the day, history is on the side of the Bible.
At the end of the day, I don't think you've ever.
Oh
That's
no,
what it
it's
is.
not. It's
At
not
the
on
end
the
of
side of
the
the
day,
Look
Bible.
up the wall
it's
chart of world
night.
history. Look up the wall chart of world history. It'll show you.
Whatever that means. Anyways, so
Yeah. Anyways, you don't want to look
um,
it up. He doesn't want to look it up. He's ignorant.
He's,
No, I
he's
know the
literally a
I've had
Bible.
many
biblical
debates
scholar.
with you,
No, I
bro,
know
and
the
you just
Bible
kick me
more
every
than
time.
you. King of Knives, I know the Bible more than you.
You know
so
me,
let's
right?
Not, let's
You
not
know me,
do
right?
that.
Bible.
No, do I know you?
Yeah, you do. I have many debates with you.
We have. You're not memorable.
Dalton, you've baited this guy?
Why do you have grimace in your profile picture, by the way, King?
That's
guess I've debated this
maybe you
guy
don't even
before.
know what you're looking at. It has a title there. You can.
Are
read
you
it.
This looks as King of
intimidated?
Knives, but
It's,
there's
it's
like
an avatar.
grimace.
It's an avatar. You know.
Because he's such
Is
a
it Grimace the
master
avatar?
debater?
No, it's called custom avatar.
I masturbate. Wait.
Yeah, keep going.
See,
No,
I thought it
multiple
wasn't
times
sexual.
a day.
Oh, I
I'm
thought it
all
wasn't
the time.
sexual.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Anyway, Kings of Knives. What was Jesus' position on the law of Moses?
You fulfilled it.
What was his position on it?
Doggy.
He said. I didn't come to abolish, but to fulfill.
buddy.
Bro, relax, bro. Take a chill pill.
So
I just-
did Jesus teach his followers to observe the law of Moses?
Yes. And read it as history and understand it. So he was the way, truth, and life. You go to Jesus for salvation. You go to Jesus for understanding. He's the
Yeah,
Messiah.
that is
That's
nothing
what
to
he taught.
do. That is nothing.
That's what
to
he
do.
taught. That's
is
what he
nothing-
taught the elders there. He was
That
young
has,
and he still taught
nothing to
them.
do. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Anyways, so the law of Moses says you can have slaves. Jesus said to his followers they should obey the law of Moses.
Mhm.
Ergo,
No,
okay,
he's,
you
no.
it's okay,
You're
you should
saying
bring-
one line.
Okay,
Okay, you're
there.
bringing up one line, but you're not comparing it to the rest of the Bible.
no. What did
Yes,
Jesus
you're
say
literally
after the res-
cherry-picking right
what
now.
What did Jesus say after the resurrection at the Great
Tell me.
Commission?
Tell me.
Matthew 28. Go into all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them
Okay.
to observe all that I have commanded you. Did Jesus command his followers to observe the law of Moses?
Yeah, observe it. Look at it. Study it.
No, that's not what
Observe means look at it.
means.
Observe
That's
the
not
law.
what observe means.
Define
Me
observe
observing
right
the
now.
speed limit by stopping my
Define
car,
observe.
getting out,
Define
and looking
observe.
at the sign.
So, King of Knives, observe means to do something. Like, for example, if I observe the Passover, that doesn't mean I'm looking at the Passover. It means that I'm keeping the festival. I'm actually participating in it. That's what observe means in a
But
Jewish
Jesus
context.
did things that would even counter the Old Testament. That's why
Can
they
we
were
go
mad
back
at
to
him.
that
No, he
real
didn't.
quick? Can we go back to that real quick?
What do you
King of
mean the
Knives,
Pharisees and the scribes are so mad at him for
King
doing
of Knives,
that
real
stuff?
quick. I need to know: were
What do
you
you mean?
genuinely so fucking stupid that you didn't know that was what observe meant, or are you so dishonest that you can't get through what
I'm saying it's an
fucking
English word and it
sentence?
could mean something else.
You think that meant something else in that context?
Yeah, observe,
Genuinely.
study. Yeah,
You
what's your
genuinely
point?
think that meant something else in that context?
Yes, it could have been. Observe and
You
study.
you need to get like help. You need to like
Man, he
go back
says,
to
I am the way,
school.
truth, and life. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Irrelevant.
we know that, bud.
Is Sylvan
But
tutoring
that's
You
still a
different.
can't
That's
trick?
different than the
You
Old
actually are
Testament.
not being. Are you concussed?
What
You're
are you
not.
talking about right
You're
now?
not paying it.
Like,
You're not
you're
keeping
not
track
even sane
anymore.
right now.
You're like not paying attention to what's happening.
He's baited one too many times today. He just doesn't have anything left.
King of Knives,
Faceless TikTok.
what was
Okay.
what was
All right,
Jesus'
buddy.
number one
Chill out.
complaint against the Pharisees?
Oh wait, I'm sorry, you're worried about Rat Soup not showing his face?
I mean, I can do that if you want me to. I'll show my face if you show your face, deal.
No, I mean, you can see my videos.
You can
A lot
see
of people
me
just have
and
no names
robotgoat
because they
videos.
talk
I'm here all the
smack.
time. I'm here.
No,
I'm
people
here
have
live
no
all the
names so
time.
they can just talk smack.
Tell you what,
bro.
I'll turn on your. You turn
Come
on
on,
your
don't
camera. I'll
talk
turn on
smack
mine. If
now.
you want to
Don't
do it,
talk
well, I'll
smack.
turn on
Look at
cameras.
my page, Nice.
Otherwise,
No,
shut the fuck up
you can
about
see my
stuff you're
pretty
not talking
face on my videos.
You
I'm
can
not looking at
see-
your
You
shit.
can see Rat Soup's face on my account because he co-hosts streams with me from our apartment because we're like together.
Is King of Knives an actual baby?
I think literally so.
This is probably
I
like a
don't know.
novel
I don't
concept for
know.
you, but
You can just say things. It's fine.
sometimes people can like love someone else, and so me and Rat Soup we do that with each other.
But King and has demonstrated he's a consistently shallow and petty individual, and I don't think he's capable of love on that capacity.
True. Facts.
You can say what you want.
I did already. Thank you.
Yeah, but are you living it though? Are you living
Yes,
that
100%,
model
yeah.
citizen lifestyle? 'Cause
Model
I hope
citizen.
you
I never
are.
claimed anything about that. I just
No,
claimed
no,
that I
no.
love my
You
girlfriend.
like,
you know.
you better be a model citizen and not just be a troll.
I mean,
Okay?
you.
better
I really
represent
hope you're a
in
troll because if you're
society
not
and
trolling, you're
community
genuinely one of the fucking
affairs.
stupidest people who's been up here tonight.
Make sure to register to vote.
You got to contribute
We
to
already
society.
did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, did
yeah,
you
we
take the
registered to
vaccine,
vote.
Rat Suit?
Even when
What
I
was
was a
that? Which
teen-
vaccine?
Did you take the vaccine, brother?
even when I was a teenager, I knew that observe meant to keep.
No,
the
did you guys take
peace
the
safe.
vaccine?
Of course, I'm a responsible citizen.
Rat,
Yeah,
tell me. Why
I
he's
observed.
quiet
I
now,
observed
buddy?
that
Oh, now
practice.
he's quiet.
Yeah, I observed that practice.
Right. Do you take the vaccine? Yes or no?
Yeah, I observed that practice.
Okay. And hosted you?
Yeah.
And you feel good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
feel
we're
fantastic.
fine.
Yeah.
We're
That's
fine.
good.
bud.
That's good.
I
But
never
a lot
got
of people,
COVID.
Did you?
A lot of people.
Are you this
a lot of
way
people got
because
sick.
of your lack of vaccine?
A lot of people got sick.
Did you?
Are you-
Did you take the vaccine?
No.
So you're
so
talking
you were
about
born
model
oxygen
fucking
deprived.
citizenship, and you're doing something that directly harms the people around you. Interesting.
COVID was a lie. What do you mean? You gotta wake up.
I mean,
You
tell
just
that to
keep
like
pivoting to nonsense after nonsense.
No,
tell that
they
to my
overplayed it.
grandfather who
They
died from it.
overplayed
Tell
it.
that to my friend who lost her father to it. Tell that to the millions of people who died from it.
People die from the flu. You realize that, right?
Yeah, and that's why we had the flu
But there
shot,
you
you
go.
dumb
What do we do about
motherfucker!
flus? We take
You don't need to take
vaccines
the
for
flu
it.
shot every year. What are you talking about? You have
Yes.
antibodies.
You
have no
literally
clue about the body.
do.
You
Yes,
don't
you're
eat
supposed to
healthy.
take a flu
You don't-
shot every
you
year.
don't-
Are you?
Literally
Oh
do!
my Man, you don't.
There's
you guys are
no
brainwashed to the
boosters.
max, bro. You guys are straight brainwashed. All you
I think
guys.
we've realized why King of Knives.
No,
is
you,
the way they are.
now the truth is coming out. Forcing all these nonsense on kids.
I mean, it
and
makes
making them
sense that
sick.
someone who's
James,
crazy, bro.
tell me what
That's crazy.
mRNA stands for.
Yeah, you like Big Pharma. That's crazy.
Tell me what
That's
mRNA
hilarious.
stands for,
You guys
and then I'll
already
listen
cooked,
to you
that's
talk
okay.
about vaccines.
No, you guys have no
Can you
clue
spell
about society,
pharmaceutical?
about all this bad stuff that's going on in the world. No clue.
James,
You're pivoting to something else after getting cooked.
No,
James.
Yeah,
James.
another pivot after getting cooked once more.
James, tell me what mRNA stands for, and I'll listen to you talk about the COVID vaccine.
By terms, I don't know what it means.
Okay, then maybe shut your mouth about shit you don't know dick about.
Bro, all you're just doing is stating facts.
It's crazy
All we're
that
doing
type-
is stating facts.
All I'm
Wow.
doing is
What's
stating
mRNA?
facts.
Yeah, but it's still
what a
mRNA at the end of
cutting
the day. So
slam.
what's your point? You're just defining terms.
What type of vaccine was the COVID vaccine?
It was mRNA, but some were different.
But somewhere different.
Some were different compositions than others.
Kaisak actually knows.
There's
the
other
correct
ones too. They had a different
word phrase.
composition.
It's the magic rhino acid. So
no, some had more effects than others.
It's wild that not only are you biblically illiterate, but you're also a conspiracy.
How many vaccines were there, brother?
What, in general?
Yes, there was like 3, right? 3 major
throughout
ones?
the world, or you mean for COVID?
No, the 3 types.
There was a few different brands of vaccines initially that came out for COVID.
That's right. They all had their kind of like
now there's still more coming out because COVID.
Were they all mRNA?
Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson
Johnson?
Were they all mRNA?
I don't remember. I think they were all mRNA based.
But I'm not making a big deal because you don't know something. So like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like chill out. Like if there's a fact you don't know, it's fine. So what's mRNA?
We were talking about the Bible. Remember?
No, but
I just don't care about this topic.
Is mRNA on all 3 vaccines?
mRNA is already throughout our bodies in literally every single cell we have.
Okay, that's fine, but they cooked it up in a lab, so you got to realize that, man.
Okay, and that makes it bad.
You don't
how?
even know what they're cooking in the lab. Like, you guys have no clue.
That makes it bad how? That it was just being in a lab.
Well, you need a clinical
makes it
trial.
evil?
You need like a 10-year clinical trial, man.
They cook up McDonald's chicken nuggets in the lab too, but you still got the grimace thing going on. So.
I don't need it.
Well, I don't understand the grimace.
Also, you don't need 10 years.
It's not grimace. It's just like I like my favorite color is purple, and I want to make a ghillie suit out of it, and with flaming throwing knife from Call of Duty, and that's what it is.
Cringe. Okay. Anyways, so let's get back to talking about the Bible, which you don't know anything about. So like Jesus told his followers to observe the law of Moses, and after the resurrection told them to continue.
Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. You wear glasses, James?
I do.
You know those were made in a lab, right?
Yeah, but they don't affect your eyes in like a negative way.
They're just the.
You're comparing glasses to a vaccine. Are you freaking kidding me?
The vaccine affected
that's
zero.
fucking
The vaccine had 0 negative effects on
You said we couldn't trust the vaccine because it was made in a lab.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry. You've been flagged for misinformation.
Oh yeah, he did that on purpose.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, he did that on purpose so he would
was a
get
coward.
cooked. Yeah, because he knew he was getting cooked, and you could say that's why he got kicked. Yeah, 100%.
I wish I could flag them for misinformation every time they talk about the Bible.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, when they just try to do whatever they can to like run. It's like the people who drop slurs when they're losing just so they know they'll get kicked. It's a pussy ass move. But thanks for trying, James.
I guess he got his 2000th win right there.
It was quite pathetic.
Thanks for baiting with us.
Y'all, I went on y'all know Ian, right?
Oh yeah.
I went on Ian's live yesterday, and then to help him out with something, and he gave me $190 so I could buy a copy of the BDAG Greek lexicon.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, super generous.
He must be making good money.
He must be. I'm about to purchase it right now, though. It's gonna take these debates to another level.
I know, Joshua. You watch Ian all the time.
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm sorry, I was a little bit distracted. What was that about, Ian?
Thank you for the cactus. Ian gave Dalton almost $200 to buy a book.
Oh, holy shit! That's they're really cool.
Yeah,
I want to get to know Ian a little better.
It's a book I've wanted for years, and I just dropped I just said passingly to the guy that me and Ian were debating. The guy that me and Ian were debating.
The guys were baiting.
Polycule going.
I was like, Thayer's lexicon's great, BDAG's better, but I ain't got BDAG money. And then he just dropped the money. It's crazy.
Did I use he or Ian? I know that Ian uses they. I'm sorry if I did.
He uses both. He uses they and he.
Okay. Oh, I thought okay.
I've been reading that Knowledge, Reality, and Value is a book I'm reading because of Ian specifically, and that has been super helpful.
Allegedly, Dalton is a puny programmer. No, I don't know about that. I don't think I'll ever be able to do philosophy the way they do it. But that's fine.
I can't keep up, but I mean, it has definitely been helpful in refining some of my stances.
For sure.
I like their stance on like objective morality. I think it's a great one. So yeah, for those in here who don't already watch Ian, that's probably very few people. I feel like there's probably a lot of overlap between us. But if you are not familiar with Ian, go follow Ian. Allegedly.
Books
I
are
will warn
so-
you, when you're watching Ian's streams, they will keep up the Philbros because they are the Philbro.
Yeah.
They're also the reason I don't really like using the word Philbro much anymore, because I kind of agree with him about it. It's like it's kind of just shows your own lack of understanding when using that term, to be honest.
That's
Has
why I call them
anyone here
glossaries now.
ever encountered Joey? Who's Joey?
Joey Mama.
Joey with a craft.
I don't think I know a Joey.
It's funny that King of Knives asked if I remembered them. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I talk to a lot of people, and unless you have a really good conversation with me, I'm likely not going to remember you.
Or like a really, really bad one. I remember some of the really, really bad ones.
Oh, yeah.
They remember winning all 3,000 of their debates. So
In Toronto.
in Toronto, on the streets,
So cringe.
right?
On the mean streets of Toronto.
Peg the Patriarch says, at the Bible Guide, do you remember me? I would never forget you, because I'm all about that pegging lifestyle.
Peggy. We are fans of Peggy here.
I
Can't
finally
tell if you
came
heard
up
a
with
noise from the stream or your house. It's 4 a.m. It was definitely in your house. I'm right behind you. Let.
atheists put their faith in science plus world equals man versus believers who put faith in God plus Bible equals man. Well, I don't understand that equation.
That's just some quick math.
So man minus Bible equals God, but also man minus world equals science. So God equals science.
Decidedly Dalton.
That's good.
I just noticed I got that 69. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
everyone tap
appreciate-
that screen and get them to 69K.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, shit.
Let's get to 69K likes. Oh, I haven't done my, like, who we should share it with. So, Dalton, you've probably seen I try to come up with very specific things and tell them to share it to a friend who fits this very specific description. Can you help me come up with a very strange, specific friend for people to send this live to?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Like, past
actually.
ones have been like, share this live with someone who probably loved the Warrior Cats books, or share this live with someone who's probably going to get stung by a bee.
Share this live to someone who got off on Chigo from Kim Possible.
Okay, so I'm gonna repost.
The original goth baddie.
I
Yeah.
mean, see, I do kind of have a thing for redheads, and that's not a self call out. I always have.
Me too.
Oh, 100%. My first ever crush was Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I must have been
That's
like
a
4.
good one. That's a good one. But Kim Possible was definitely up there for me. Yeah. Share this live with someone who baits in Toronto.
Did anyone else have a mild crush on the Esther Green Onion from the VeggieTales Esther?
Mild. She was a baddie.
I wanted to eat her up.
Why was she so pretty? All the other veggies were like horrific. Have you seen the rumor weed? Why did she look like that? I'm gonna pull up the rumor weed just for the people in here who haven't seen it.
I only remember very few characters. I remember Larry because as a kid I wanted to be Larry Boy. I thought he was a cool superhero.
I mean, he was. Remember when he fought the angry eyebrows?
I went to Home Depot and saw some plungers and said to myself, man, I could make myself a Larry Boy outfit.
How old were you?
Oh, I must have been like in elementary school.
Okay.
Growing up evangelical, you know how it is.
I'm the rumor weed.
I only watched a couple episodes of it, but I did unironically have a couple of Bible Man tapes around when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I had Bible Man mask and cape with a lightsaber.
The only one I remember, I had the mask and lightsaber too. I forgot
Y'all are
about that.
weenies.
The only episode I remember is when there was like the liar guy and he was like the Joker or whatever, and Bible Man just sort of kills him in a church basement. I don't really remember much else.
It's so funny because he'll just use a lightsaber and then start quoting Bible verses at the bad guys because he wants to help kids cheat on their homework. I don't know.
We blew past the 69K.
Oh yeah.
Now we got to get it to 96K. I'm pushing it. I know, I'm pushing it. We do have someone in requests. If they load in. Hey, can I get your name, age,
Hi,
and
hello.
pronouns?
Trisha, 34, her, she.
Okay, and what is your religion or lack thereof?
Agnostic.
All right, and is that how you spell Trisha? I'm guessing off of your username. Or are you a CIA Trisha?
CIA.
Darn it.
Oh, that's hidden for me behind your name up there.
Can you guys hear me?
The YouTube will see it. It's for the YouTube viewers. I hear you, yes. So you say that you are agnostic.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
It means that I don't know anything. I mean, I don't think that anybody necessarily knows anything, but it's okay for people to think that they do know something and to follow a religion. I'm not hostile towards people who do follow a religion, and that's why I felt like I needed to join, because I feel like the environment is a little hostile towards
Trisha,
people who do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I do not want to listen to you come up and tone police and whine about the meta on my life. I don't need to hear that.
Whine?
Some religious people deserve to get a little bit of public shame. I'm not saying all of them. There are like Buddhists who are just fine and Hindus who are just fine, but the Christians, I live in America, Christians need to get knocked down a couple pegs.
The people who come up here do so voluntarily, they can leave at any time. The people who watch my content do so voluntarily, they can leave at any time. The discussions that I'm facilitating are at my discretion. I don't need anyone to tell me how to run my own show. So you have a good evening, Trisha.
And I want to emphasize the people who are coming up here are defending things like children being raped, genocides occurring, the people being forced to marry their rapists. Human sacrifice in the form of Jesus is like foundational to what they believe in. I don't know, like this. I don't see how revealing this is somehow us doing something wrong when this is just showing them.
I also want to point out that typically if someone comes in and is genuinely in good faith and is respectful and wants to have a good conversation, my attitude is completely different than the people who come in, immediately condescend to me, start defending horrible things, and clearly don't want to have an actual discussion. I match energies. I do. I'm tired of people trying to tell me how to run my own fucking show. I really am.
Yeah. Don't give them an inch. So look, here's the here we go. What?
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, over here I got all the Greek letters, and let's say I wanted to look for Christos. I go to the let's see, where the fuck is Kai at? There it is, Kai. And I went down. I can scroll through all the different Greek words, and I find Cairo, Christos. There we go. And then it gives you the definitions here: fulfiller of Israelite expectation of a deliverer, the anointed one, the Messiah, and then all this information on the Greek word.
That is super cool. So this is like Blue Letter, but way better.
This is the gold standard that is actually used within like biblical scholarship and academia.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ward, I don't know if you don't know who the Bible guy is, Ward. You definitely need to be following him. He is a biblical scholar.
I would avoid saying I'm the biblical scholar. I'm a biblical scholarship communicator. I don't actually engage in scholarship.
He is the strongest representative of biblical scholars that I am aware of.
Thank you.
I also, Trish is now complaining, saying I don't want to have a real conversation. You weren't trying to have a real conversation. You were trying to scold me like I'm a child because you don't like my tone.
Also, doesn't the title above your head make it very clear what kind of audience we're asking for?
Yeah.
B, if you want to thank Dalton, you should really come up and request and thank him in person.
Huh? What?
We got someone in chat saying, "Thank you, Dalton, for
He's
showing me the tools to
back. Oh
strengthen
my
their faith in
god.
Jesus Christ, Son of God."
It's so crazy seeing you around here again, B. Everyone remembers who that is when I do that voice. Church shit, thank you for tapping and giving yourself carpal tunnel to try to get us to that 96k likes.
Oh, B, I think you might be delusional. I'm reading your comment section. I'm reading your comment right now. I think you might be experiencing a delusion, my boy.
It's a girl. It's a very condescending girl. She's like, but how are stars formed? And I'm like, well, I can't give you the exact steps of star formation, but there is like a scientific consensus. Because I know if I tell her, you know, it's going to be like particles being pulled together by gravity, blah, 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 she would just like keep reducing it down until we got to nowhere. And
How did the
so-
parts get combined with the ickles?
And so, and so she's like, but you don't know how stars are made, but you don't know how stars are made, but you don't know how stars are made. She just kept repeating that like on a loop. And I'm like, okay, how do you think stars are made? She's like, God hung them in the sky.
I love how they keep repeating, you strengthen my faith in Jesus, as if that's supposed to piss me off. Like, I know you're lying to us. I didn't strengthen your faith in Jesus. You're just, what's the word? We're stubborn beyond belief.
Also not very intelligent, given the conversation that we had.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Was hilarious.
Thank you. Like I said, I match energies. And
The
sometimes
endless
accents,
capacity to
only
be
when appropriate.
dishonest for Jesus.
Yeah, it just...
B,
God
would you
hang D's in the sky?
B, would you like to come up and debate me on messianic prophecies? I'll destroy your faith in Jesus if you're, at least if you're honest.
We do have a request, but it's not B.
Oh well.
Welcome up. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Yeah, my name is Laura, age is 28, and pronouns are she, her.
All right. What is your religion or lack thereof?
I am part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Ooh, interesting. So, wow. Whole can of worms. It's like, it's weird to me that people, first of all, are like in Christianity and they're like, yay. And it's like, which denomination do I want to choose? Let's go for the specifically racist one, you know?
Yeah, no, like, I totally, like, understand that. Like, I don't, like, there's a lot of, like, shit with, like, the LDS Church that I don't agree with, but, like, it's the only one that, like, I've felt, like fits my belief in God. Like,
is that because you were raised in that belief, so it makes sense that it aligns with your beliefs?
To an extent, like I was raised and my dad was a shit show. Like, he was such a bad person, and like I don't trust a lot of like people in the like religion at all. Like, but like it's complicated. I don't know how to fully explain it.
Do you find that you actually agree with the beliefs and the tenets, oh hey Jen, of the Church of Latter-day Saints, or do you kind of just do it because it's what you're used to?
I think it's more of like, I believe in the doctrine, but like the culture of the like the culture of the church is like one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me why you feel like it's the worst part?
Well, the racist thing is a big one, right? The anti-LGBT stuff is a pretty big one.
Agreed, because I'm part of the LGBT community, and that's actually why I left the church for quite some time. So
yeah,
we're almost at 96K, by the way. Just wanted to say.
We are at 96K. Yeah, I saw it right before it changed. I saw it, you guys. Thank you. Wow. Hell yeah, thank y'all.
For me, at least, the Mormon thing, it's like hard to even consider the Book of Mormon when I don't even think the New Testament is true because of how it contradicts the Old Testament.
Yeah, but it's got to be interesting. So, Laura, you're back in the church now. You are actively participating in a system that fights for your existence to be invalidated. Does that not seem counterproductive to you?
Like, to an extent, yes, but like that's like, okay, sorry, I'm trying to like, sorry, I have a lot of anxiety, so like this is kind of like.
No,
You're doing fine. You're doing great. Seriously.
Like, I don't know how to like fully explain like everything, but
Also,
like
I want to just reassure you, I'm a former Christian, Rat Soup former Christian, Bible Guy former Christian.
Okay.
So we've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of my beliefs definitely differ with like a lot of what people in the church believe for sure.
Thank you for
Because I'm like 100% like pro-choice. I'm part of the LGBT. Like I think that like everyone deserves human rights and like all that stuff. So like with a lot of the stuff that like gets pushed out there in the world about like the LDS Church, I completely understand why people are like, well, why would you believe this? But like from like the people that like I associate with in the church, like they believe a lot of what I believe of like, hey, like everyone's a human, everyone like it doesn't matter like who you are, what you do, that kind of stuff. Like they genuinely believe that like each person deserves
But
like.
would they still consider it a sin?
What do you mean?
Like, would they still consider being gay a sin? Those people that you say think everyone should have those rights. Do you think they still consider it a sin to be gay? Hey, Lobes.
I would say some of them probably do, but like others like completely understand that like it's not a choice.
Because that's my foundational problem, right? Well, it's twofold. So number one, that they can say, oh, well, we love all people, but they still consider being queer to be something that is sinful or wrong. But also the fact that this is kind of justified by the text that they use, that the text itself allows for this belief. Like it doesn't go against their scriptures to believe that. So I have problem with the fact that it's textually supported, and that despite saying that they, have love for these people, they still consider there to be something wrong with them for being queer.
That makes sense.
So that's kind of where my problem from it stems, and that's like rampant in like the evangelical Christian community to say, oh well, we just gotta love the sinner and we gotta hate the sin, and it's like, okay, well, you're still hating a part of that person, something that they can't control. As a queer person myself who grew up in the church, something that I spent a lot of time asking God to like save me from because I thought it made me broken. It took so long to unlearn that idea, because I was taught constantly, like, oh well, we can still love you, but we think that's sinful, and if you indulge in that behavior, you're going against God. That as an idea is something that I find to be extremely problematic, and I just it's difficult for me to find any reason that someone who is queer that would participate in a system like that other than just they don't really know any other way.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think there's like, so I don't know. Sorry, I've been reading some of the comments as like you've been talking as well, and like
ignore them. I always do. I'm
It's
just
not
kidding.
super helpful, and you won't be able to keep up with the conversation here.
There's 240 people in here. If you try to listen to all their opinions at once, your head will explode.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah. Like I'm definitely like I believe, so I have my own personal belief in God that I really don't feel like matches with a lot of like people who are in the LDS church, but like with my husband and stuff, like we're like, he's like, yeah, like believe what you feel like you need to and like stuff like that. Like I don't know, like listening to you guys talk is like making me question if I should be a part of the LDS church.
So what reasons do you have for believing currently?
For like believing in the LDS church or believing in God?
Both, either.
Both, but primarily the church.
I think it is like, it's just kind of like where I feel comfortable, and like I kind of felt lost without like being a part of something, if that makes sense.
I get that. Did you said that you left the church at one point and you kind of returned. Can I ask, did you return at a point in your life where you were like feeling emotionally vulnerable? You don't have to get into that if you don't want to.
I mean, like I was having like a lot of so I left the church because I got into a deep depression because like I was like I'm doing everything right and I feel like the loneliest I've ever been. And so like that and like a lot of their stuff with the LGBT community, like I was just like I can't deal with this anymore. Like you guys are like really causing me a lot of emotions because like my sister is one of those people who's like, well, love the sinner, not the sin.
Yeah.
And like that really upset me because she said that in response to me being like, hey, I'm pansexual. And she was like, well. And then she started being like a real creep to me, being like, do you find me attractive? Is my butt sexy? Like, what do you think about me?
What the hell? What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's strange. I've never once had to ask any of my siblings that question.
I'm an only child, but I would assume that I wouldn't have to with mine either.
Yeah. Like she's
Nah,
been
if you had a brother,
predatory
he would have been
towards me
creepy. I
before
know it.
too. So like it's just like
What does that mean?
Snugs, do you know who Jimmy Snow is?
Have no clue.
Jimmy Snow is an atheist content creator, and he is also an ex-member of the Mormon Church, and he actually makes lots of content about his time in Mormonism.
Don't call into Jimmy Snow though. I'm just, if this is making you anxious, don't call into Jimmy Snow. Love his content. He can be intimidating sometimes, and I mean that in a complimentary way. But if this is making you nervous, I would not go over there. But again, love his content. He's great. Jimmy Snow. I watch him and Javon all the time. Yeah,
I think Dr. Joanne would also be worth looking into. She helps a lot with people, like she helps with addiction first of all, and then also deconstruction with religion.
Yeah. The reason I asked that question, it's because I find that a lot of times people who either like join the church as adults or like rejoin the church as adults, it's because they were at a very, very like vulnerable part of their life, or like in a very vulnerable state, and someone like approached them and got them back into religion, or they were in a position where they were like evangelized to. It's just something that I hear pretty commonly. So that's why I asked that question. It's not just me trying to be like, were you a little pussy bitch and then Jesus came after you? That's not the intention of my question.
No, yeah, you're good.
It's just a pattern that I often see. I think I kind of somewhat get where you're at. Do you mind answering if you live in an area that is primarily Mormon? I almost said Muslim for some reason. That is primarily Mormon?
No, I live in a very small town in Montana. It's very religious, but like it's not very like Mormon. Like it's very Christian, but it's not like there's not a
Gotcha.
whole lot of like Mormon.
Morslam, someone said. Yeah, Morslam. Hey, can we stop making fun of things like that? Sorry, I'm gonna mute someone for a minute. Let's not do that, okay? Yeah, for me, I grew up in a pretty small town in Alabama, and everyone there was Christian. I grew up not even knowing that people were not Christian sometimes. Like, it took me until 6th grade when I met someone who wasn't a Christian, and I cried. Because I'm like, but they're my friend, I don't want them to go to hell.
Oh.
Yeah. So I grew up in this bubble where I wasn't really introduced to any other worldviews. And part of deconstructing for me was just getting outside of that bubble, looking into different perspectives, and I started to realize, like, okay, these things that I've been told as if they are the absolute truth, there's not really a ton of truth to them. But just because it was what I was so accustomed to, and because it was the culture of where I lived, it was just kind of expected of people. So I'm trying to see if maybe that's something that you might be somewhat experiencing. You talked about, this is what you've always known. So do you find that plays into it at all?
So I grew up in Utah, Mormon City.
Yeah.
And like the county I specifically grew up in, because like after I moved away from the county that I was living in, like my worldview like completely shifted. Because like when I was growing up, I was like, oh, I'm not allowed to be friends with people who aren't LDS. But like I was like I cared, like I was like, why can't I be friends with these people? But like I knew a lot of like of my friends who were not friends with like the people that I was friends with because they specifically were not part of the church and stuff like that. So like I did grow up with that, and like and yeah, like when I told my dad that I was going to stop going to church, he was like, no, you're going to go to church every day, you're going to read these scriptures, and you're going to and you're going to talk to me about it. And like he was not the greatest person about it, but like my mom was a lot better. Like she was like, oh, like she was like, if that's what you feel like you need to do, then like that's fine. But like I don't understand because you've always had a really strong testimony. So like other than that, she was like my brother's the same way. Like he doesn't go to church either. Like he's actually taking like his records out of the church fully.
Gotcha. But your mom still is involved?
Yeah, but my dad is like super abusive, and like she's still married to him, and her thing is like, well, I've been married to him for this long, so what's the point in like divorcing him now, even though all of us are like, just get rid of him, he's so abusive to you.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I feel about people who go back to religions after they get out. If a horrible
That is
analogy
totally
to draw,
fair.
but it is kind of returning to a relationship that is not very good for you just because it is familiar. And I'm not trying to like psychoanalyze you. I'm just trying to kind of show that there is a pattern. Sometimes we do go back to things that we find familiar just for comfort, even though it's not necessarily the healthiest thing for us. And when we probably could find something that would be healthy, it takes that kind of scary period of not having anything to fill that little spot just yet. But with religion, I don't think that you necessarily have to fill that, you know? I've found that I was kind of given this impression that there would be like a God-shaped hole in my life after I stopped believing in God, but I don't really find that to be the case. I have people who I love, people who I assume love me. You love me, right, babe?
Who, me?
Yeah, you love me, right?
Oh, yeah, I love you.
Very convincingly, he loves me. So I don't really feel the need to like replace my faith with anything. I talked a lot, sorry. I hope that
you're
made some
fine.
sense.
No, yeah, it made perfect sense.
I think you really caught on to something with the analogy between the church and an abusive partner, though. I think there's a lot there, especially with how very commonly they will both prey upon their intended partner in at their weakest points in a very consistent pattern.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like, the reason I started going back to church was because I was like, well, I'm doing, like, besides reading the scriptures, because like I don't read the scriptures very often. Like the only time I read scriptures was when I was like in school, and like I went to like so I went to seminary. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Oh, Rat Soup went to seminary for a
Yep.
while.
No, I technically it was just Bible college, but yeah, it was at a seminary.
It was called a seminary, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so like
Well, it's actually I'm sorry, that's a little bit different from LDS seminary, I believe, right? LDS seminary is like Bible classes held at the church, like over like a period of time, yeah?
yeah, for us in Utah, because like Mormonism is so prominent, like it was actually during school. So
Gotcha,
like it
yeah,
was one
so-
of our class periods.
Seminary gets a little confusing because when other Christians talk about seminary, they typically are talking specifically to like a master's level program to like produce a pastor or a priest. So that's why sometimes people like will say like LDS, oh, that's not real seminary or something like that. It's just a difference in terms, really. But yeah, so just I just kind of want to mention that because like that gets a little bit confused. I was confused by that for the longest time before I looked into that a little bit more, like what the difference between LDS seminary and other denomination seminary is.
Yeah, it's just basically like, yeah, like like scripture classes and stuff. Like we had like certain scriptures we had to read like during the week and stuff like that. And so like that was like the only time I really ever read the scriptures. And like there was a few that like I resonated with, but like most of the time I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's fair. I had apologetics classes because I went to a religious school pretty much my whole life up until college. Yeah, we had daily apologetics classes, daily Bible classes, and a mandatory chapel once a week, at least. Sometimes they'd spring a surprise one on us, and they're like, "We're gonna be watching God's Not Dead." Woo! Yes, that was an actual all-school assembly we did. Was watching the movie God's Not Dead. Valuable instructional time. So I get that, and that's kind of when I started being like, some of this stuff doesn't really add up, because they're telling me these things, they're supposed to be like defenses of my faith, and yet they're not really super adding up. So that was kind of like the beginning of when I was like, I don't really know if I believe in all this. And I don't like to talk about like the hypocrisy of people in the church as part of my deconstruction, just because it means that Christians are going to say, oh, we just have church hurt. And I hate when people like just dismiss my experiences with that. But seeing the patterns I said earlier of like when people are hateful towards those that they should be showing love to, when the Bible like, says to love your neighbor, and instead they're like, oh, those gays are, a perversion and they're going to hell. I'm like, that seems really counterintuitive to what we're supposed to be like living out. So why is it that so many people get that out of the Bible? And it's like, well, technically, you can find a way to support that with the text. And I'm like, okay, that's a problem with the text then, isn't it? So it kind of all just, coalesced, like this series of like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. And like, why is this something that's in the Bible if the Bible's supposed to be perfect? And it all kind of got to a point where it's like, okay, maybe I just don't like organized religion, but I'm still a Christian because I still have a relationship with Jesus. From there, it just kind of got to the point where I'm like, no, I don't think I can call myself a Christian anymore. I don't think I believe in God anymore. But the biggest relief for me, and people who have heard me say this a million times are like, oh, okay, this again, was feeling like I no longer had anyone reading my thoughts, policing my thoughts all the time. Not believing in God meant that I felt like I had my mind to myself again, which was
so nice.
It's a massive relief, because if you believe that you're being like thought policed constantly, you are always on edge, because you're like, what if I think something bad? And you can't always control like what your initial thoughts on things are. That's why it's your actions that matter. But when you feel like you're under constant surveillance in your own head, you have no privacy even in your own thoughts, of course you're constantly in like fight or flight mode. So getting out of that for me was one of the best parts of deconstructing, even though deconstruction itself was like a long, arduous, lonely, very tough process.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting that you say that like and I'm not trying to like invalidate like your experience with like how you felt, but like I just find it interesting that you say that like you felt like your thoughts weren't safe. Because like I have intrusive thoughts all the time, and I completely understand. Like I've always believed like it doesn't matter like what we think, it's always like what we like our actions and stuff like that. Because like I have like so many like really intense intrusive thoughts, and I'm just like I can't deal with this. But like I've never like felt judged by God himself about my intrusive thoughts. Like it just kind of, for me, it's just like, oh well, I just need to like my actions need to show that like I'm not what I'm thinking.
And I agree with you, but also in the Bible there's that passage where it said that if you like look upon a woman with lust in your heart, you've already committed adultery. If you look upon a man with anger, you've already committed murder in your heart. That's kind of where I get the thought policing idea from. Okay. The idea that if you commit these sins in your heart, that's the same thing as actually committing them with your actions. That's what kind of led me towards the like, oh, well, I can't even think about doing something bad because God sees that as equal to already doing it.
Okay, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt bad because I felt like God was always watching me, and even in high school, I was a little bit of a deviant, and doing what most teenage boys are doing in their privacy of their own time, but not feeling very private because I felt like God was watching me do those things. It was very stressing. Yeah, you got it. I haven't changed a bit. I just don't feel like invisible people are watching me anymore.
I hope people are when I do.
Yeah, that like everyone has their own experiences, and like I get that. Like I did that stuff too when I was like in high school, but like I never like was like, oh no, Jesus is watching me.
I remember walking through the gym when they were doing elementary chapel at one point. And there was a song that they were playing for like the elementary school. I was in the high school at this point, and I don't remember the song. It sounds like the "Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do," but it wasn't that. It was like a remix of some sort, because it was like, "So be careful, little hands, what you do, because God is watching you, you." It was like a pop version, just saying God is watching you over and over. And I remember
creepy.
even then being like, that is terrifying.
Yeah, that's
hey,
awful.
not Joel is in here. Yeah, just the God is watching you, and they were telling this to little kids. They're like, you're always being watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, 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 very scary. My sentences are going a little bit downhill in how coherent they are, because it's getting a little bit late here. I'm probably going to wrap up stream somewhat soon. But you've been a delight compared to pretty much anyone else that we've talked to tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, no, like I'm like totally
Dalton's
like
been okay,
down
though.
for like deconstructing like how like I think about things and like being questioned about that kind of stuff, because like I think it's always like a great idea to like doubt doubt what you were taught, so that like you can like build on like what you actually believe, instead of being like, oh, I was just taught this, I'm going to go straight forward with this. So
well, you may, if you listen to other similar streamers, you may have heard that we kind of half-jokingly keep tallies of the people that we help to deconstruct. And one of the people that I'm competing against is Mezzo, who is still in here watching. And I'm like way ahead of him in tallies, like just so far ahead that it's like not even funny. He's never gonna catch up to me. But just to confirm while he's here, would you say that like I've helped you towards deconstructing some tonight?
I would say yeah.
Everyone here is a witness. All right. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. Well, it's been great talking to y'all. I need to go so I can talk to my husband.
All right, you have a good one. Bye,
Okay.
Laura. Mezzo
Bye.
says 4 people DM'd in this week saying I brought them to Christianity.
I'm now looking at getting a copy of the Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament, and it's $159. So I might splurge on it. You know, tax deductible. Great thing about this being my job is that anytime I buy a book like this, I can just write it off because it's for my job.
This is not my job. So I work 8 to 4 and then come home, take a nap, eat dinner, and then do this.
That's the life.
I also got an hour commute each way.
It's one of the great parts about working for yourself is that if I ever want to take a vacation, I just ask. I go to the mirror in my bathroom, ask, and then I receive.
No, usually I go to the mirror in my bathroom and I go, stupid! But that too. That one too.
Velvet says I have to do more makeup outfit videos because tax write-off.
Hey.
Me too.
I gotta do some. Of course, I've had like the biggest zits ever the past couple of weeks. I had one on the side of my nose that's still kind of healing, and now I have this one on my eyebrow, and I've got Truth Wanted tomorrow night because everyone here is going to come watch Truth Wanted tomorrow night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, right? Right?
What's Truth Wanted?
It is a show hosted by the Atheist Community of Austin over on YouTube, and also it will be on TikTok under the Atheist Community of Austin account, where myself and Godless Engineer are going to talk with some callers about their beliefs. I think Godless Engineer has some, like, conspiracy quiz questions for me. So it's my first ACA show, and I'm very, very excited about it, and I want it to go super well. So everyone in here better come watch the show.
Man, I'm so jealous because like I need to get on the ACA, but before I do that, I need to move out because my internet's not good enough.
Gotta have the Ethernet too.
Yeah, the Ethernet was the thing because I could probably do it now, but for some reason, whenever I plug my Ethernet into my computer, it makes it worse. I don't know why.
Ew. Well,
So yeah,
Joshua can
Starlink.
attest. I got like the longest Ethernet cable, and we had to run it like up all around the ceiling, down the hallway, in a little corner, back around into the office, down into my little closet. It is
wow.
like completely across the house.
I will say it looks nicer than I expected it to, though.
I think we did a pretty good job with it. It was a team effort getting the Ethernet cable in place. But yeah, my connection is so good now. It's crazy.
And then as she said, what kind of Ethernet cable are you using? So I hate that I have to use it, but where I live it's necessary. I have one of those Starlink routers. So I have to have a special kind of cord so I can use Ethernet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Your connection's a little...
Sadly, it's the only thing. That's why I'm trying to move because it's the only internet I can get out here.
Yeah, that's most of my family lives out in like really rural Alabama, and they all got that Starlink as well.
Is Atrocities the brother of Hippocrates? Oh, people say Hippocrates. I've been playing so much Assassin's Creed. I'm like Hippocrates. Yes.
Atrocities.
Horatio in the comments saying that his God commits no atrocities. He's LDS, by the way. Do we have time? Do we have time for him to come up here if he's
Maybe for a couple of minutes if he asks really nicely.
Well, he's kind of resisting it because he's scared to defend his faith in public.
Aww.
Isn't his God like super racist?
Yeah, that too.
I believe that in 1978 God changed his mind about black people.
That's crazy. That's absolutely fucking insane.
Wear the magic underwear. That's what I need to know.
Hey.
I'll give them this. I'll give the LDS Church one prop. Actually two. One, they produced Dan McClellan, and he's awesome.
Fair.
And two, the Mormon choir. They did a rendition of Through Heaven's Eyes from Prince of Egypt, and it killed.
Okay. Dan McClellan, yeah, I was kind of confused learning that he was part of LDS, and he's still, like, involved in the church.
I think it's just cultural, honestly, because he's better at arguing for or against the Bible and atheism than I am. Watching his videos.
His content, I'm like, God, he's so knowledgeable about it, and he takes down these, like, he points out so many problems with it. It just seems so strange to still be like, yeah, but it's my church, though.
His videos on the Shroud of Turin are excellent, and he's just so good at citing his sources and bringing democratization of information.
Democrates. Atrocities, Democrates, Hippocrates.
Demosthenes.
Yeah, he's fully aware that God has a wife, and not the one that Mormons believe in, because Mormons do think God's got a baddie. It's his new wife after JRob broke up with him.
We love a rebound.
The Shroud of Tourism. Yep, that's it.
Mary was just a one-night stand in the middle of it all.
I feel like if I ever do get a freaking actual set, I've got to have the Shroud of Turin on the set.
Yes, I'll crochet it for you.
Oh gosh,
I kind of want one for us, honestly.
You get nothing and you'll like it.
It's gonna be a 3x1 herringbone weave. Hope you can do that.
Oh fuck! I can make a bag or a silly hat
with a Jesus face on it. Oh hell! Oh, you know what you should do? You should make a biblically accurate angel version of one of those.
Oh fuck!
Homelander is Mormon, right?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Oh, this kind of looks cute with the headphones. I didn't think this would work with the headphones, but it's kind of cute.
Ooh, it makes you look like a witch. In a good way.
Or like
I keep telling them they should sell, like, the hats or something.
The thing is, they take so long to make, they would have to cost a lot as well. A hat like this would have to be like $75 minimum. And that's a lot for a hat.
Yeah, wow.
You know what, y'all two should read. Y'all should get a copy of Dan's latest book, the Bible set. It's an audiobook, and he narrates it.
Here.
Well, Joshua, it's all in your hands now, bud.
What?
What's the name of the book?
The Bible says so.
I think
he talks about like all kinds of cool things, like Jesus is not God, there is no virgin birth. The Bible is not divinely inspired, stuff like that.
The Bible tells me so.
Oh, there's a whole chapter on the Bible and the LGBT community. Really good chapter.
And it's called "They're All Going to Hell."
Oh no! Oh no!
I remember there was one class of, I want to say sophomores in my high school, that their Bible teacher made them read this book that's like, what does the Bible say about homosexuality?
Have you ever seen Ricky Gervais's bit about God and Abraham and God and Noah?
I've seen some of his stuff. I don't love Gervais. Just
he's hit or miss for me. Some of his stuff.
His stances are not great. But
I have not kept up with him since I probably started become like 10 years. But the last time I saw him, he did this bit where he read from Noah's Ark children's book, and just the relationship between God and Noah, hilarious.
He's made some transphobic jokes. That's kind of my main thing.
Oh, great! Of course.
Yeah, I don't
can't have nice
ruin
things.
it for you, but yeah,
I mean, I haven't watched him in 10 years, so it doesn't bother
I don't
me.
mean to make you cry because you're such a big fan of his.
Oh God! No.
Calm down. You're getting hysterical. Oh, I still have Laura up here. Sorry. The YouTube people are like, you haven't changed the name yet. This is not on YouTube yet. I'm just assuming that they're gonna do that. YouTube people, I'm sorry. I don't think of you that way. I don't think of you as that aggressive. I think you're all incredibly attractive, impatient, and kind, and subscribe to me.
I remember when I first heard Dawkins with his anti-trans stuff was crazy. Luckily for me, like for some, I don't know about you guys, but Hitchens and Dawkins and some of the more classical atheists are just boring as hell to listen to. I prefer scholars.
Yeah, I never liked Darth. No, well, of course I don't like Darth
Dawkins.
He kicked me out of Alive earlier today. But yeah, regular Dawkins. I'm also not. I don't know. Just something about the tone of his writing has never been super. I don't know. I have the same problem with Stephen King. It's weird, but like something about the author's tone, I just really feel like I'm being talked down to the whole time, and I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah, it's really. Can you confirm that sin is a biblical term? Yes. it's used throughout the Bible. Yes.
Or if you're
Nora.
trying to abbreviate a sign.
Actually, it's an archery term.
Yeah, chet is
Is that even true, by the way?
So actually, you know what? Let me take a look and see what the BDAG says. So I have always heard that chet refers to missing the mark.
Yeah, I heard that a lot growing up. I never actually looked into it though.
Yeah, that's a good thing for us to take a look into because we have to check our sin life at the door. Okay, Genesis 4:7.
Someone sent me a live hosted by someone named Heaven Maxer.
It's gonna be clavicular in a month.
No, I don't want to talk to clavicular.
No, I mean he's gonna be heaven maxing at the rate he's going.
Yeah, it seems like according to the
He'd
Brown.
be going.
Apparently, according to the Brown Drivers Briggs, it does mean to miss a goal or a way. Not necessarily archery, but it just means to miss something. So it could be used in archery if you miss your mark. It's
Well, thank you,
chata.
Myers-Briggs.
Myers-Briggs.
Thank you, DSM-5.
That's so funny.
I'm so glad you guys get when I'm jokingly being stupid. Because if you guys are, there's always part of me that worries that people are gonna hear me talking and be like, "Oh, this bitch is stupid as fuck," you know.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school and I was still part of the Hebrew Israelite movement or whatever. That all the homeschool kids were so into the Myers-Briggs thing.
The personality test bullshit. I hate it.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
I was an INFJ. It was the rarest one.
I wasn't. It actually turned out I was an LGBT. Who knew?
What does that stand for in this context?
Oh, lesbian, gay, bisexual.
No, you gotta make it fit. Instead of like feeling and judging.
It turned out I was just so queer. Who knew?
Okay, well we can't all be INFJ, chat.
I was ENTP.
It's the rarest one. It's the rarest one. I'm special. I'm the main character, obviously.
See, I don't have to do that. Myers-Briggs is special. I'm left-handed, and there's like not very a lot of us, so I'm already special.
I have someone on here.
I'm colorblind. That's all I got.
I'm gonna decline this guest request because it is almost midnight and I have work in the morning. So I'm gonna do one last little wrap up and follow call. So if you have not already, please follow my way. Look, we're less than 30 from 9K. Holy fucking shit, that's so cool. Join my Discord if you haven't already. Check out my YouTube. The VOD for this should be posted either tomorrow or day after, depending on when I get to it, because I'm a lazy little bitch. Watch Truth Wanted tomorrow night on YouTube. Go subscribe to them if you haven't already. It's going to be me and Godless Engineer. It is going to be awesome. Make sure you're following both Bible Guy and Rat Soup. If you're not, I am going to pull your toenails off. Anything I miss?
I can't wait to watch.
Me pulling their toenails off?
No. You and John together, of course.
Dream team. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. We are going to go over to Leaving the Faith, and we're going to tell them hi from me, partner. So that's where we're going to go. I'm going to go over there, and if I don't see you guys, I'm going to feel really disappointed. I won't be mad, but I will be disappointed. The Discord link you might have to paste or open in a browser, but it does work. It's just TikTok doesn't like to open it directly from their weird little browser thing. But the link does work. I promise people have joined through it. So, I will see you guys over on Leaving the Faith. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye!